As new skyscrapers rise in our skylines, greenhouse gases are rising along with it. This is because the production of cement, a major construction material, emits about 8% of the world's total carbon dioxide emissions. And with concrete proof of global warming's dire effects, an eco-friendly solution might be this Filipino invention. Invented by Dr. Ria Canlas, polite is a very tough material. Unlike cement, which is environmentally unsustainable, polite is made of eco-friendly and natural materials. Polite products are easy to install, very customizable, and extremely strong.
It's lightweight. I can even install it myself. This is waterproof, fire retardant. You cannot find in the market a similar product that is equipped with all of these properties.
Polite selfie tiles look hip and cool. Even Marriott Hotel thinks it's Insta-worthy. While polite hollow blocks are so easy to install, it's like playing with Legos.
You can already select if you want the plain or the brick look or the tile look. You can even have a hollow block that has a printed design on it already. So that's giving your house instant aesthetics.
For its innovation, form, and function, polite has been recognized with the Good Design Award Grand Prix as a promising solution for the country's housing gap. Strong, sustainable, aesthetic. Polite is ready to shake up the construction industry.
I am Dr. Ria Liza Canlas. I am an engineer scientist and I am a woman in science. Feminine genius, engage and transform human culture. Feminine genius for the new culture of life. New culture of life
Good afternoon, everyone. Is my audio clear? Kasi kahapon I checked the live in YouTube. Masyadong magaral-gal yung yung tunog, no? Paki-verify lang guys kung ngayon wala na tayong naririnig na parang garalgal or parang engine na sound. Can you please give me a thumbs up sign if it's okay? Good afternoon, everyone. It's my here kasi kahapon I checked the live in YouTube. Masyadong mag-garalgal yung tunog, no? Pakita lang guys kung ngayon wala na tayo narinig na parang garalgal or parang engine na sound. Can you please give me a thumbs up sign if it's okay? Hello guys, is my audio clear? Wala nang, okay, thank you. Yeah, nakita ko na yung thumbs up nyo. Okay, so I think we're having problem dun sa Facebook Live. So if your friends are asking, we are also fully booked. Ibig sabihin, na-drain na yung 100 participants po natin. Yesterday, we have 152 registrants. So yung iba, hindi na na-accept. Nasa na lang, YouTube and Facebook. And then today, guys, we are having problem doon sa Facebook Live, no? So, naka-stream sa ibang, what you call this, platform. So, palipat na lang sila yung mga friends nyo. Please share na lang the link of the YouTube para makapanood sila. Okay, so we're now live at YouTube. Hello sa lahat ng mga nandiyan. Okay. So, I'll be sharing now my my PowerPoint for a very exciting topic. Okay. So this is part 2 of our seminar, bringing your idea to higher level, intellectual property or IP-free intimate webinars, and learn real life tips. For day 2, this will be IP for technological innovation. We have 3 hours. Kahapon medyo mabilis tayo natapos on our lecture. Hopefully now we will also be having sana enough time for the Q&A, no? And this session is live in YouTube. So for those, for your friends, no, please just share Dr. Liza YouTube channel so that they can watch because puno po ang ating Zoom. There are more than 130 plus na yung nakita ko kanina. Yesterday, we reached 152 registrations. Kaya iba, hindi na nakapasok. Okay? So, that's actually a very good, natuwa naman ako because there are many attendees. Again, this webinar series is part of my gratitude, no? showing gratitude for everything that had happened to me, and especially for winning the best invention of 2020, the Alfredo M. Yao Intellectual Property Grand Prize. Okay. So, and also this month, we are celebrating the IP month. That's why I decided to come up with the first ever free webinar series. Okay. So, good afternoon to everyone. I saw that there are some few new registrants, those who did not attend yesterday. So, for those who did not attend yesterday, my name is Dr. Ria Liza Canlas, and as a profession, I am a civil engineer, a materials engineer, and a patent agent. As a patent agent, I promote intellectual property, and through this webinar, I hope that many of you would be able to embrace the very concepts of IP and benefit out of it, no? Because yesterday we've said that creation of wealth creation is the reason why we are exploring ourselves into IP. And of course, part of my I am also a startup founder and the inventor of Polite Technology Inc., which is a company that manufactures green construction solutions or green materials. And actually, on my background, guys, no, nakikita niyo yung Malila Life Cafe, no? On my background, which is also on the picture, is Polite tiles. Okay? So this is my invention. This is located at the third floor of NAIA Terminal 3, Manila Life Cafe, which is also owned by Marriott Hotel. Okay, so you can see how look are the tiles and how innovative are the tiles, plus a lot of graphic arts or any type of art that can be overlay on its surfaces. Okay? Okay, so also I am the director of the Innovation and Entrepreneurship of National University, and I am promoting the feminine genius. Feminine genius in male-dominated industries such as manufacturing and construction. And also, Polite is a way of promoting a new culture where deep technology revolutionizes creative industry for world transformation. If you're going to be asked what is the key for economic progress, the people in the artistic and the literary arena will say design is the key to progress. And those people in the field of science, technology, engineering will say technology is the key for economic progress. But apparently, being so innovative, you can have your technology that has both tech and creative. So, technology and the creatives are both key for economic progress. Now, I'd like to welcome the participants for today. Of course, we have the following universities: National University, University of the East, Centro Escolar University, Fiati University, Jose Rizal Memorial, State University of Zamboanga, Laguna State Polytechnic University, Department of Public Works and Highways, Aegis of Hotel and Restaurant Management. We also have the let me see. Wait. The Air Force Research and Development Center, as well as the Technical Research, Naval Research and Technology Development Center, or the Philippine Navy. We have Weston Comstor, Philippines. Also, we have a new registrants from East Avenue Medical Center. Of course, mga friends ko yung mga nasa EAMC, East Avenue Medical Center, the nurses, no? Because I also trained them on patents and innovation. Yesterday and today, we have from St. Peter's College, University of Northern Philippines. And of course, We have people from FEU Institute of Technology or FIT. Thank you everyone, no, for attending. Now we have a combination of students, graduate students, college students, as well as officials, administrators of different university. No? Special mention on the following. Special mention po, Ma'am Teresa Borebor, the Dean of the University of the East, Dr. Lydia Leonardo, the Director of the Office of Research Coordination of the University of the East, Alexander Balcova, also from the of the East. Hello also to Henry Balmeo, Database Administrator, University of the East, Program Head, University of the East, Ma'am Imelda Batalia, and Program Coordinator also of University of the East, Joan Lazaro. Kung nandyan po kayo, pakibigyan naman po ako ng thumbs up or any emoji na nakasmile na emoji dyan. Paki-acknowledge lang po kung nandyan po kayo. Thank you very much for attending. And also, I hope the principal also of University of the East, Ma'am Marilu Alonso is here. And the chairman of the Civil Engineering Department of Yati University, Engineer Alfredo Villarin. Sir, hello po. Good afternoon. We also have the program head of Centro Escolar University, Ma'am Shirley Wong, and the dean of the Centro Escolar University, Ma'am Juliet Dungka. Good afternoon po. Pakisend lang po ng smiley or any emoji to acknowledge. Also, let's welcome the program chair from St. Peter's College. We have Michael Abiol. Hello, I also saw you yesterday. I'm sorry, di kita na-mention yesterday. The IT chairperson of the University of the East, Edmond Torres. Hello, paki-emoji din. We have program head of the University of the East, Ariel Aviles. Ariel, hello po. Nandito ka rin yesterday, di rin kita na-acknowledge, no? Okay, okay. And we have program coordinator of University of the East of the IT department, Basa Rosel. Hello. Program head of St. Peter's College. Nabanggit ko na ba? Sir Michael Abiol, good afternoon sa iyo. And the IT chairperson, University of the East, Edmond Torres, good afternoon. Okay. Saglit lang, medyo nag-run out of battery. Wait. Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. I hope wala akong na-miss out na pangalan na mga attendees natin, VIP attendees. Please, at marami pa po mga faculty no, na nandito. Hello po sa lahat ng faculty members who are here. Kindly fill up the form, the Google form that I shared in the chat box para po I have one list of the attendees, your email address so that I can email you in any future activity. And for those who are asking for certificate, no, mahirapan po ako kasi ko isa-isa ko titignan sa registrant. So please fill up po natin yung ating Excel file. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, so for day 2, we'll be discussing about technological innovation. So that's patent and utility model. And we will be discussing on patentability, prior art search, and spotting invention. This is actually one of the core topics in patents, followed by, kasi ang mas pinaka-core pa yung drafting of the claims, no, which will not be part of our discussion. But in the future, baka i-offer ko yung drafting your own claims para you don't need to pay patent agent in drafting, no? Kasi yung claims, mamaya you can see that these are actually what we are filing as our invention. Okay? So, patentability or how do we know if a particular technology can be patentable, okay? Or can be applied for patent. Guys, if ever lang na hindi okay yung aking audio, paki-sound off na lang kasi hindi ko makita yung chat, okay? Hindi ko nakikita yung chat, okay? So, what is an invention? I told you about it yesterday, okay? The body of knowledge is an X and Y axis. Because in a body of knowledge, you may want to work on basic research, which is new knowledge. Working on new knowledge means adding in the x-axis of the body of knowledge. And if you are improving an existing knowledge, then you are adding on the y-axis. No? You know, when you keep on improving things or what is existing, that technology will come to a point that is already saturated or almost perfect. Now, anything that is born or conceived are meant to die. In other words, any technology will saturate at a particular point in time. The patent database is also the best way for you to do technological search so that you would know if a technology is still young or new. But definitely, no, whatever way we select, we are adding to a body of knowledge. And when you say new knowledge, we mean new product and new process. When we say improvement of an existing knowledge, we mean new product or improvement of an existing product and improvement of an existing process. These four will fall under patents. Okay, a product or a process, new or improved. Now, there's a trade-off. As I've told you yesterday, the patent system meant to benefit everyone, not just the inventor. Okay? First, how does it benefit the inventor? As an inventor, you're gonna be given a protection on your invention, okay? And that protection is on a specific number of years. So yesterday, we've discussed the different specific number of years of protection of each type of intellectual property. And for patent, we have 20 years. For utility model, we have 7 years. Paki-silent po yung mga hindi naka-silent. Hindi ko kasi makita yung screen, hindi ko kayo ma-silent, okay? Now, on that span of life, of the protection, 7 years or 20 years, you should enjoy all the economic merits from the commercialization of the invention. In fact, you should have already earned the return on investment in that period of time. On the other side, the patent system is meant to benefit the society. How? Because before you will be granted the patent, you are required to submit a complete disclosure of the information leading to the invention. The intellectual property will ask you to tell them everything about the invention, and that information would be published in the IPO portal. And if it's published, it will then be used as a reference by all of the researchers and inventors around the world. So in other words, the patent system provides very good knowledge on the future researchers and inventors who are also working on the same technology or concept. In this way, the process of patent system is a very healthy process of adding knowledge to the body of knowledge. Because at a certain point in time, after the end of the life, it will now become free. It is now a public knowledge. So while you are being protected, new researchers around the world is now using your technology as their reference. And once the protection ended, then everybody in the world can now copy, can now sell, can now manufacture, can now make your technology without any legal obligations. So that's fair enough. Okay, so I've told you, in a business sense, there are two ways of earning from patents. One, you own the patent and you exploit it in the market. Second, you just see what's in the patent document, be prepared, use it as business, offer a technology that is not patented in in that country in other countries, but of course your market will be limited only to a territory where it doesn't have any protection, or wait till it ends, the life ends, and offer it in the market. Okay? The basic requirements for patentability are as follows. Of course, number one, it should be a patentable subject matter, which I have told you a while ago, yung apat. New product, new process, improvement of an existing product, improvement of an existing process. It has to conform with 3 requirements that I've mentioned yesterday, and you should not forget in the rest of your life, no? That's novelty, inventive step, industrially applicable, and the 5th is a disclosure. You have to disclose it and submit to the patent office so that you will be granted the protection. Tomorrow, no, that will be our topic, the filing. Kaya maganda rin yung bukas. Mas magkakaroon kayo ng comprehension pag pinagsama-sama na. Ito na pala yung mga inaral namin in the past 2 days. I mean, not tomorrow, April 30. Tapos ito, i-disclose na natin. Prepare na tayo for filing. Plus, preparing for commercialization. It was very clear yesterday when we discussed about the TRL, technology readiness level, no? That there's steps 1 to 9 and that you know when to file a patent or to file for an IP and when to start a business. Okay? Now, for the application, I'll just be discussing tomorrow, pero to give you an idea, no, the process is simply like this. You just have to request for a grant. So that's an application form in short, which is readily available online. You have to prepare the description and the claims, which I'll show an example today and tomorrow. We do prepare the drawings if it's applicable and always applicable, and you prepare or pay the fees. The fees depends if you're a small entity or a big entity. A small entity is one that earns 100 million below. More than 100 million are big entities. So you could see the fees. Guys, by the way, these fees are no longer updated, but it's already yung 1,008 na sa mga 4 to 5,000. So hindi lalampas sa 5,000. Okay? And as you can see here, there is a payment in each claim. So yung the first 5 claims are fine. More than claims, more than 5, there will be charged per claim. Tomorrow, I'll show you an actual patent that I filed so that you can see how many claims, tapos anong nangyari afterwards. Okay? Yung complete application. Okay? And there is also a fee for substantive examination. The difference between utility model and patent, sa patent 2 beses, no? So una, you have the formality check, magbabayad ka, and then pag okay na, susulatan ka ng patent office, then you will now request for substantive examination to check inventiveness. Kasi 'di ba yung the only difference between patent and utility model is the inventive step. Okay? So to request for substantive examination, still have to pay again. Okay? Then after paying, magsa-substantive examination, and then after that, the release or the decision if you will be granted or not. If you're filing for utility model, magbabayad ka lang 1 beses. That's formality check. No need to file for substantive examination because from the beginning, alam mo naman na hindi siya inventive. Dahil in-apply mo lang utility model. Okay? Now, patentable inventions or any technical solution of a problem in any field of human activity that must be new, involves inventive step, and is industrially applicable to shall be patented. This is part of Section 21 of the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. And these are further discussed yesterday that there are things that we cannot file for patent. An example of that are schemes, rules that are used in performing mental acts, playing games, or doing business. And these are further example of some pure abstract or intellectual methods that are not patentable. No, I've discussed that yesterday. The scheme of learning a language, the method of solving crossword puzzles, games, or anything that is an abstract as its rule, and the scheme of organizing a commercial operation. But however, a novel apparatus or a game board device for playing a game or carrying out a scheme might be patentable. Okay, now let's discuss with novelty. I did not include here discussion on the software, no. But guys, softwares can be filed as patent. So if you feel like you conform with the criteria of patentability, go ahead, file for patents on softwares, mobile applications. In fact, kami yung mga team ko of patent agents, we're now in the process of perfecting the way how we will be drafting or filing anything that has to do with softwares or mobile applications. In the past few years, there were seldom or none, no? Napaka-few. There are only few who are submitting patent of any softwares or system. Let's not call them softwares. Let's call them systems. Okay, these are systems that are used to command a hardware. Kapag ganon, patentable yon. Okay, and mamaya yung technical effect, when we talk about technical effect, that's one consideration for inventiveness of a software. Yung tinatawag na technical effect. Okay. So if you have a software, a system, go ahead and file it. We observe that there are quite many filing now for mobile apps and systems. That's why we are in the process of perfecting the way we would file for patent. We are drafting one now or prosecuting one now that has something to do with mobile application. Okay, so please proceed with that. Mamaya, if we still have time, I can retrieve maybe some of the files relating to that. Okay, now let's talk one by one of the 3 criteria that I suggest. Please do not forget it. Huwag nyo nakalimutan tong 3 na to. Anyways, make a decision in your life. You make that decision that this life will never pass without at least one technology or a product or process that you have introduced in the market. Make it a challenge, no? Be it a challenge to you. If we are now 66 in this room, and I hope more are coming in kasi kahapon dumami na tayo in towards the mid, no? If you are tayong 68, ayan, padagdag tayo na padagdag. I challenge all of you, 68 people, including myself, no? I challenge all of you to not let this lifetime pass without at least identifying even the simplest form of a product or a process offered in the market. Okay? So, ano tayo doon, guys, no? Kaya nga tayo nandito eh. And as part of what we discussed yesterday, there's no such thing as age. Students are actually the most ingenious person because your generation, you grew up in the computer world. You are so high tech, you are so advanced, which made you or give you particular skills that maybe the old people like me don't have. So use that as an advantage in coming up with your product. No, kahit candy lang yan, kahit na candy is a so big market. Okay? So first, novelty. Okay. An invention shall not be considered new if it forms part of the prior art. That's very clear what we've discussed yesterday. It should not be part of a prior art according to Section 23 of the Republic Act 8293 or the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. But what is a prior art? Prior art is everything made available to the public by means of written description. You write it. Actually, manuscript, thesis reports, research reports, project reports are all forms of written description. If you put that written description in any public place, example, the library, school library, that may be a form of disclosure. That is why I advise those example colleges that are imploring innovation in their thesis to please hold the thesis in a place at least for 3 years to decide on matter of filing. Then after which, if they have the decision of what to file and not to file, that's the time that they have to turn over the thesis to the library. Okay, because writing it is a disclosure. Oral description is a disclosure. You present in a conference, you present in any way, whether wireless or wired, okay? That's a form of disclosure, so be careful. Or by use, meaning you sell it, or you produce some maybe some few pieces of it and offer in the market, or any way of disclosing before the filing date of the application are prior art. Before the filing date. That's why yesterday, we've made it clear that the filing date or priority date is very important for determining novelty. Depende, di ba? Kasi anything that existed in the past, yesterday, filed today, everything that existed yesterday and beyond are a prior art against you, and this will be used against novelty. Okay, and you file today, so tomorrow and the rest will not be used against you. That's why the filing date is important. Disclosures considered as prior art or everything made available to the public before the filing date, except for this 1-year grace period, which is a non-prejudicial disclosure, which is 1 year. So example, etong today, today is April 27, 2021. So dapat yung mga na-disclose nyo today, you have to file it on or before April 27, 2022. So you are given a grace period. Some people use this grace period to test the market. Ginagawa nila, they will check if nagta-trial benta muna sila, trial selling. If it's okay in the market, then they will now file the patent. Well, you can use that, why not? Okay? So, but in the event na you're a researcher and nagbandali ka masyado to file, so don't worry, don't feel sad. You still have 1 year to file. Kaya mamadaliin mo na. Okay? But again, I don't subscribe to that. My suggestion is always file muna, protect it, and then decide, then publish. Okay? If you publish your invention in a journal, newspaper, library, internet, or demonstrate, sell, or discuss your invention in public, even post it in Facebook or any social media platforms, before you file a patent, you cannot get a patent for lacking of novelty. So that will be the findings, lacking novelty. Kaya yung mga ibang bata, yung mga ibang nagtitesis, ang hilig nila, popost sa social media, lalagay niya, thesis it. Tapos, pinicturean yung front page, tas kita, basang-basa kung ano yung ginawa, Well, please, if you think there's patentability or an IP in that, do not, or please avoid that kind of disclosure. Okay? Kahit konti yung friends mo. Kahit madami o konti yung friends mo. Okay? The grace period or the non-prejudicial disclosure, if you have already disclosed or published your inventions in a journal, demonstrate, sell, or discuss your invention in public, you can still file a patent within 1 year from the date of disclosure or publication. A disclosure during the 12 months period prior to the filing that was made by the inventor or any person, Kasi nga, hilig ka magkwento, di ba? Example, you tell the story to your friends, your neighbors, and then your neighbors tell to other people. That's invention. That's a disclosure. Okay? Even you or not you, pwedeng disclosure yon. A foreign patent office or the Bureau of Office, and the third party which obtained the information directly or indirectly from your invention. No? Sample, nakasakay ka sa LRT and then ang daldal mo, kwento ka ng kwento tungkol sa technology mo, narinig, na overheard doon, nakaupo doon. It's also part of the disclosure. Well, of course, you will ask me, paano malaman ng patent office na narinig nung nakasakay sa LRT yung technology pinag-uusapan namin? Well, not that actually. The biggest danger that I can see in that kind of situation is the person might have an interest in your technology, tell to their friends and ask their friends to, lika, develop natin, bilisan natin. Okay? Tapos bilisan natin, sige, sila na unang ngayon nag-file. First to file, di ba? First to file system. So sila yung unang kumatok sa pintuan ng Intellectual Property Office, sila yung mas may-ari. Okay? Kaya nga sabi ko, always treat every technology at first a trade secret. Okay? So why do we examine for novelty? Diba? A light valve as it has been known and used, or an application filed yesterday? Ang tanong, is it logical to grant a patent for something which is already known? Of course not. Okay? That's what we've discussed yesterday, na pwede pa ba mag-file na nag-expire na yung patent? Ang ibig sabihin lang nun, similar to a question na, can we file something that is known? No, we cannot. In the first place, something already known, you may not know who owns it. Maybe no, nilagay mo na nga sa public domain di ba? Example, yung technology mo, masyado kang galante, namimigay ka ng technology, no? Masyado kang galante, yung technology mo, pinablish mo, okay? Or in any way of disclosure. After 1 year, it's already free for everyone. You practically share the technology to everyone. Okay? Nasa public domain na siya. No one owns it. No one owns it. It's free for anyone to take it, sell it. But that person who take it and sell it does not enjoy monopoly. All of them could sell it all at the same time, no problem, because it's already in the public domain. So anything that is new or that is already known yesterday can never be filed. Okay? So these are novelty considerations. How do we check a novelty? The good news, guys, you know that only one prior art document disclosure is to be considered. That's a good news, no? Hindi naman tatasabihin sa'yo ng ng IPO is, can you give me 10 related products? No, they will not. Because as basis of comparison, we only need one prior art document to be considered as novel. We cannot compare one with so many things, no? Novelty is just on one, provided that you were able to search for that one prior art. Because the common mistake, and always a mistake, is to not do your homework properly. You don't do the right prior art search, so you fail to find that one prior art that really makes sense. Kaya ang ginagawa ng patent office, when you apply, di sila yung magsa-search. So therefore, sila, dahil masinsinan na searching, they're able to search for a better prior art. And this leads to declining now your application. Of course, you don't want to be declined. You've practically spent so much money already, so much money, resources, or so much time, no? Imagine you do research for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, then you file it, no? You pay a patent agent perhaps, you do a prior art search, you pay for the piece, then afterwards, only to find out you're no longer novel. Why? Because you fail to see the best prior art. And that's a typical, it's a typical problem. In fact, in one university where I sit as their patent agent, no, uupuan namin and then mag-a-apply for IP filing, and then they will say, are we going to file? document. So ako naman, I will only answer you if you bring the prior art. Okay, you bring the prior art, no? Hindi nila na-bring yung tamang prior art. Sabi ko, I think there's something wrong. So I think we need, kasi mamaya napag-uusapan natin, baka kulang pa yung na-search mo, no? So let's do some more search. O yun, nung nagdo ng more search, merong mga iba, binimislead nila yung pag-write, no? Minsan they will not write it the way it is written. They will just draw it, show in some pictures, tapos parang ang hirap intindihin ng picture, ang hirap din intindihin ng salita, kino-compare ko yung picture sa salita. So, anong gagawin namin pag ganyan? We will now tap experts. Apparently, that example I'm talking about is about bus, mga sasakyan, no? So, we tap mechanical engineers from the students, from the faculty, from the graduate school, iba-ibang level, okay, ng mga experts in mechanical engineering, and I want them to interpret the drawing. Is this drawing equivalent to this text that I've written? Okay? So after nag-present, pinresent nila, after analysis, it found out na there's already an existing prior art very similar to what they're doing. Okay? So what's my decision? The decision is not to file. Okay? Pero hindi ganun kadali yon. Okay? Saying not to file is not easy in certain situations. What situations I'm saying? Okay? Apparently, that group already have a funding from a government agency, and another government agency will now be an adapter, a technology adapter, meaning they're improving it to be used by another government agency. Kaso nga, it cannot be filed. It's no longer novel. Dito pa lang sa umpisa, baksak na, novelty. Kaya hindi pa tayo umaakit sa dalawa pang criteria, no? So, anong next step pag ganon? If you are in the bridge of deciding, kasi biglang na-find out mo, you're no longer novel, but you already have a funding and you already have an adapter. The next thing that we have to check is the freedom to operate, or the FTO. Kasi baka mamaya you're already infringing it. Baka mamaya you will develop in the Philippines, sell it, nung pala it's already protected or filed, okay? So, patent, what are the consideration in finding all of this? All are solvable by doing a patent search. If we want to check novelty, we do patent search. If you want to check freedom to operate, we also do patent search. Okay? Sa patent search, malalaman natin in what countries was this protected, so that you would know if you really have the right to operate or offer that product in that particular territory. So the patent database has so many information to tell you that would lead you to so many decisions. Okay? So, it's only one prior art, but it's not a snap of a finger, no? This one prior art might take you time to look for it. Parang ano yan, guys, di ba? Parang yung mga the one, sabi mo, ay siya na yata yung para sa akin, di ba? Parang ito na yata the one, di ba? The one who's meant for me. Pero that one who's meant for you, sometimes it took you lifetime to search for the one. So ito yun, ganun nun. Hindi kadali ma-search yung one. Kaya kailangan you do your work extensively. I also had one experience when a set of students did a prior art search. Of course, from the prior art search, they were able to find out that their technology is still novel. So they proceed with the thesis topic. Thesis, actually, that's a very good project. No, it's a machine that you place all the waste paper, and it will now be processed, and it will go out of the machine as a new paper, a recycled paper that can you use again as a bond paper, no? So lahat ng mga bond papers na waste material, pasok mo doon sa machine na yon, paglabas niya, bond paper na bago na siya. Okay? Kaya lang hindi ganun kaganda, pero bond paper magagamit mo na naman. Actually, it's a special paper ang labas. Very excited. No? The group was very excited. They spent about, well, maybe 200,000 for that particular technology, no? Only to find out, matatapos na magde-defense na siguro around 1 month from the defense, no? They saw the prior art. HP launched in the market a very similar technology and which is even better. Kasi doon talagang mapipili mo yung, 'di ba, may grade yung papel, may grade 20, may grade 20, 'di ba, yung mga iba-ibang grade. Doon sa HP technology, pagpasok niya, you can even select what quality of paper you want to go out. No, tas ang sama ng loob nila, they're crying because they spent so much, and then sabi nila, ba't ganon, ma'am, ba't ganyan, blah, 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 blah. Because you don't do your lesson. If you're doing research for long-term, example, thesis is 1 year, then probably in that 1 year, so many things might happen, no? You do the patent search in January. Kaso yung February, March, may lumabas na bago. So, ibig sabihin, you have to consistently search the patent. Ganun talaga. This is a very highly competitive world because that one prior document must be global document. You have to search the whole world, not just the Philippines. No? When you're searching and we're talking about novelty, novelty means considering all the prior art that existed on the whole world, in the whole world. Hindi yung Pilipinas lang. So, syempre, sa dami ba naman nating tao sa buong mundo, ang daming nagre-research. So, paunahan, kaya nga, di ba, dapat pag once once you're done with the concept, proof of concept pa nga lang, di ba? Proof of concept pa lang, file ka na agad. Kasi bakit unahan? Maraming nandiyan na nag-e-exist. So, yun ang nangyari sa mga students, no? 1 month before their defense, it happened. Hindi ko naman din pwede ibaksak yung mga bata. Why? Because they've already spent and they really show me a very good inventive step matrix or novelty step matrix during the defense. Talaga namang pinakita nila sa akin yung mga prior art. Tama. Kasi guys, no, hindi problema ng professor ang mag-check ng prior art. Alangan naman kami, isa-isahin namin yung estudyante at tignan namin tama ba yung prior art na nakita mo. No, we don't do that. Well, actually, yung mga professor nga, they'll just check if your if the information you got are really 5 years older, mga ganon, di ba? Meron bang mga na-explore ka bang local or foreign references, etc. But they will not say, no, use some other. No, they will not say it. We will not even check kung na-explore mo ba yung buong patent documents. So, it's up to you. It's your responsibility. No one is responsible, not even your mentor is responsible for checking the prior art search you did. It must be you. You have to be true to yourself that you did the right patent search so that you will not regret after you've already spent so much time and money. Okay? Combination of separate items of the prior art document is not permissible. No? For example, nakakita ka product A, product B, document, ano yan, ibig sabihin document means the patent document, no? Kahit ang tawag na prior art document. This is the patent document that describes this product, this prior art. Kaya document ang tawag natin. Kasi patent document talaga siya, dokumento. The patent document yung binabasa mo, okay? That describes the product. So example, you have product A, product B. Ang ginawa mo, pinagsama mo yung dalawa na yon. Cannot be. It's not permissible. Okay? But 3 separate items combined together might be. Why? Because when you combine so many things all together, there'd be a technical effect. Pag nagkaroon ng technical effect, nagiging inventive ka. Kasi yung nagagawa mo, hindi nagagawa nung prior art. Okay? Hindi naman din ganun kadali mag-combine ng madaming functionality, no? Lalo sa IT or sa mga IT products, okay? Alangan naman, doon nakita mo may Bluetooth dito, may ganito, dito may ganyan. O sige, pagsama-samahin ko yan lahat. I'll get all your features, all the prior art documents. I'll get all your features, include in my technology. What happens to your technology? Because you've equipped it with so many features, it will now be very bulky. Ang laki na niya kasi dami mo kailangan ikabit, no? Ngayon, may isang company that is responsible for making it like small. So ngayon, magiging innovative ka. Bakit? Paano ko ito paliliitin? How can this technology or this product be able to perform all the features that I get from so many products combined in my product, and it's still small, and it's still beautiful, it's very handy. Pag yun ang nagawa mo, guys, perfect. Shoot ka sa banga. Okay? Kasi may research doon no? Hindi, it's not just a matter, again, I'm reiterating, no? It's not a matter of getting so many things, put them all together, and that's it. It's not like that. Okay? The more you add in more functionality, the more you put in weight, volume to your technology. Okay? So adding in more features, thinking of more features, okay. Why? Because you're making yourself so nati-challenge mo yung sarili mo. The more you're challenged, the more you think of solutions. Gusto ko lahat gawin, meron pero paano ko siya pagsasama-samahin? Paano nga siya mag-work together? Okay? So that's Okay, so novelty consideration. A prior art document disclosure takes away the novelty of any claim subject matter when, so you will be lacking novelty if your product is derivable directly or ambiguously from a prior art. May mga bagay kasi na kitang-kita naman, di ba? Na parang may pagka-similar, no? Parang hawig na hawig. So, hindi yan pwede. Or including any features implicit to a person skilled in the art. Example, ako, tinignan ko yung product mo, tas obvious, syempre, talaga yan na maiisip ko. Parang ganon, di ba? Talaga, syempre yan, di ba? Parang masyado namang obvious na on adding that functionality. Parang kinabit mo lang, okay na, no? So, pag ganon, it's not novel. It's not permissible, okay? Or most likely, you will not be accepted for novelty, okay? So, anything that is not part of the prior art, walang hawig, is novel. Okay? Malinaw yung novelty natin. Actually, pinaka-simpleng definition ng novelty. Kaya lang because of there's so many things already existing, nahihirapan kang masabi kung part ba to of the prior art or not. Guys, even one single feature lang ang inad mo into an existing product may mean you novelty. Okay? Basta lang hindi kinuha from some other or hindi obvious naman na, 'di ba? Parang ginaya mo lang din yung nakita mo. Okay? Even one single feature that you added in an existing product may mean you are novel. Okay? Next, inventive step is the most difficult for us to attain, no? According to Section 26 of the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines, an invention shall involve an inventive step if, having regard to a prior art, it is not obvious to a person skilled in the art at the time of filing date or priority date of the application. Okay? So, yung pag kinompare kita sa prior art na yan, diba? Kasi isa nga lang prior art kailangan natin, diba? If I compare you to a prior art, it is not obvious to any person skilled in the art. Kunwari, kung engineer, example, you're working on a machine and then skilled in the art ako, isa akong mechanical engineer, no? And my point of view, hindi obvious yung inintroduce mong solution. Okay? But what are things that are obvious? I told you yesterday to remember obviousness. Okay? So ano ba talaga yung mga obvious? These are obvious. The mere change of size. From small to big, from big to small. Obvious yan. Parehong-pareho, pinalaki, pinaliit. Bakit? Kasi yung problem nga, di ba? Ba't mo pinaliit? Natural, ang problem is malaki. Okay? Like a thesis, no? Always statement of the problem has to be first. Huwag mo unahin solution, tas problem, hindi. Problem muna, tas solution. Okay? And the way to have a very good, valid technical problem is to dwell on the weaknesses of the prior art. Whatever the prior art cannot do, yung kahinaan, no? Kumbaga sa ano, siraan mo ng siraan si prior art, yung kasiraan ni prior art, yun ang sinosolve mo, i-resolve mo. Okay? Eh, ba't mo pinaliit? Because the problem is big. Very obvious, no? Making a product portable is just similar to that. Example, reversal of parts. Pinagbaliktad mo lang yung switch, kinabila mo. Okay? Or yung ulo, binaliktad mo. Might be the same. Change of materials. Example, the prior art uses aluminum and you change it with steel. Anong kinalabasan? Pareho pa rin silang metals. Okay? Now, replacement of material, of course, it all depends. No, example, what if the material in the prior art is like wood, and then I replace it with plastic, not on the same family. Hindi sila parehong metal to metal, no? Kasi example, yung original made of Nara, and then I change it to Tangile, other or both wood family, okay? Sometimes yung pareho sila, parehong family, medyo delikado yan, hindi yan ma-approve. Nonetheless, no, if changing it to a certain particular give it a technical effect, I'll discuss later the technical effect. Okay? So more or less, may dapat mas malalim na dahilan why you change the material. Not the usual change of material na parang feel mo lang, trip mo lang, palitan ko to, gawin ko tong ganito. Okay, so it's obvious solution. Or mere substitution by an equivalent part or function. Okay? So, may inalis ka lang na module, pinalitan mo ng same module. But halos pareho din na pa-perform niya. Okay? So, these are obvious solutions. The term obvious means that which does not go beyond the normal progress of technology, but merely follow plainly or logically from a prior art. An obvious solution is something that is, might not mean you much time to think about kasi obvious naman, parang parehong-pareho din ng prior art, medyo ni-rearrange mo lang, iniba mo lang yung size. No? Those things are obvious. Why? It does not go beyond the normal progress of technology. You don't went into the process of, di ba may experimentation process, no, bago natin malalaman yung isang bagay. Hindi naman yan ultimately na parang obvious na naisip mo lang, tapos pinagkabit-kabit mo, tapos na. That's not it. Okay? So talagang kailangan, it has to go to progress. It has to do with the normal process of technology. Or make it research-based is best. Research-based, nag-record ka talaga, you do observations, etc. Okay? At the invention, your invention is the combination of all the technical features as they are represented in a claim and their associated technical effects. Ano nga ba invention mo? Okay? Example, you're working on a cell phone. Okay? Or parang high-tech naman, cellphone yung ginawa natin. By the way, reminds me of iPhone is not protected in the Philippines. So you can manufacture an iPhone and offer it in the Philippines. Okay? So parang iniisip ko tuloy, they did not protect iPhone in the Philippines. Why? Because they believe that we don't have the capacity to copy iPhone. Or if ever we have the capacity to copy iPhone, it may not be a big market for them. It will not affect their overall business operation. Okay? Ganun yung dating, no? Bakit hindi mo pinatents? Bakit di mo pinrotect sa ganung bansa? Kasi hindi naman siya mahalaga dahil konti lang market, hindi masyado makaka-affect sa aking operations. Okay? But what is your invention? Example, you are improving a machine. Anong machine? Bricketing machine, example. The bricketing machine. Okay? Wag na lang bricketing machine. A cooking machine. Naalala ko, I asked my before HRM students to come up with a cooking material that can cook using heat or coldness. Cold or hot cooker. Kasi pag hot, edi magprito ka ng itlog. If it's cool, you cook an ice cream. Di ba nauso yung gano'n? Yung parang malaking lutuan, tapos ice cream siya, tapos nilalagay sa apa-apa. No, ganun. Pinagawa ko yung mga bata ng ganun. Okay? But let's say nag-i-improve ka ng isang lutuan kasi marami sa atin ditong HRM. Okay? You're improving lutuan or oven. And then, do you think the whole oven is your invention? No. The oven is an oven. It has existed older than you. Okay? But what is your invention? Your invention are the new features that you added in the oven, the improved oven. Okay? The invention is the combination of the technical features as they are written in the claim. So mamaya papakita natin itsura ng claim, no? And of course, their technical or associated technical effects. Now, what does this feature does? Anong kakayanan? Bakit nung in-add mo to, there's already an oven, then you add new feature on the oven, anong nangyari? Anong kakaiba? No? Reminds me of one group of electrical engineers who wants to come up with this like an emergency power bank that you can use during calamity. The emergency power bank can be charged by the sun, can be charged by wind, mga ganun, iba-ibang ways to charge. Para siyang appliances, para siyang isang malaki siya eh. Actually kasi the purpose is that you use it during example typhoon and you have no electricity for 3 days, example, or the whole day, okay? So you want some electric fan, you want to cook, if you're using a cooker, electric cooker, or at least charge your cell phone, you can watch the news where there's calamity, okay? So medyo malaki. So ano itsura niya? Tinatanong ko yung researcher. So what's the size? Ma'am, siguro it's as big as a washing machine. Okay, so it's as big as a washing machine. So it's an appliance, right? No? So you put it in your example in your sala, no? And then you have this like box. What is this? What is that strange looking box doing in your living room? Okay, so you have that box, but apparently it has to be very decorative so that it's not an eyesore when you put it in your living room. But it's placed in a position that it harness all sources of electrical energy and it should be just there all the time. Parang andyan lang siya. Tapos biglang, nag-brown out. May calamity. Ayun na, meron ka na palang, appliance na nag-i-store. Okay? It was not successful. It was not successful at all. No? Actually, nag-away-away pa sila, the researcher, the consultant. Kasi ganyan yan, no? Kailangan, of course, the students may still lack the, what you call this, a technical knowledge on some things that maybe they did not discuss inside the classroom. Of course, you got to top consultants. That's why consultants are born. Okay? They were born because, di ba, to mentor, to help you out. Nag-away-away sila on certain laws of physics. Okay? Certain law of nasa dulo ng dila ko, yung paikot ng paikot, ikot ng ikot ng ikot, nag-generate siya ng energy, blah, 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 blah. Mamaya ko maalala, okay? So, apparently, they were not able to do it because of certain laws. According to the consultant, you are violating the law of physics. So, nagtagisan sila ng kung ano-anong law just to say how this technology works, no? But now, yung technical effect ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, okay? So, ano ba yung kakayanan na gawa pag pinagsama-sama ko itong mga features na to? We can even check eh. O sige, example, sige, I will add 5 features to this oven. Okay, you use claim 1, the first feature, okay ba? May technical effect na ba? May kakaiba, inventive ba? Okay, hindi na obvious yung solution. May nagawa ba siya na something na hindi nagagawa ng prior art? That's a technical effect. Technical effect, something that cannot be done by any existing prior art. Okay, next, feature 2 and 1. Okay ba? Pag pinagsama ko sila. How about 1, 2, 3? Hanggang sa mapagsama-sama mo lahat ng mga claims, may technical effect ba? Has there been something no, that your machine can do that other machine cannot? If yes, then you are inventive. So what is now your invention? The new features that you have introduced in your invention. And these features might be present in any of the two elements. We have two types of elements. Now we have the structural parts or the functional parts. Structural elements or functional elements. It's as parts, no? These are necessary to produce the technical effects of your invention. Kaya ka nga, paano ka ba nag-add ng feature? And then you added parts, di ba? How do you add features? You added functions. Paano ka ba nag-add? Okay, this is you add some components to it. You add some ingredients to it. Kaya nagkaroon ng new features, okay? So what are structural elements? Structural elements are the parts of the body, the parts of the oven, the parts of the machine. You have to put a name on it. You have to draw it. You have to label it. How do we level? Put 1, 2, 3. Bawat part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no? Ninanumberan. And then there's a legend. Sanay kasi tayo when we draw, sasabihin mo, you write in text the name of the parts. No, that's not the practice in IP, no? The practice in IP, you draw it and then you number the parts and then you put a legend. What is the name of number 1, of number 2, of number 3? And when you identify the parts, be sure to write commonly known terms, no? Hindi yung parang, pati ba parts, nag-invento ka na rin ng pangalan? No. You have to make use of ordinary, kailangan maintindihan kasi ng tao, lalo na ng patent office, no? When they're reviewing it, okay? Example, pag sinabing, this is the head of the machine. So, ano ibig sabihin? That's the brain of the machine. Okay? So, sabi mo, head or brain. And then, this is the arm of the machine. Bakit? Kasi siya yung parang nagpipick and place, no? So, call it arm. And then there's the body of the machine. So, ngayon, ano yung nagko-connect sa body and the head? And then the neck. So, use those terms. Use commonly known terms on identify the structural parts. You have to identify all parts. Number everything. Number all the parts. Okay? After you've identified all the parts, the next thing you're gonna do is the functional parts. Functional parts naman are the function of each part, of each structural part. So sabi mo, the hand or the arm of the machine is used for this. The brain of the machine is used for this. So you now identify the elements. Okay? Malinaw yun, no? Ano yung mga parts? Anong tawag? Number them. What are the functions of each parts? And most importantly, what are the connection of one part to the other parts? Kasi in a machine, if you added 5 new features, the reality is it will all be triggered to operate when you turn it on, di ba? Hindi naman yan, part 1 muna, tas part 2, hindi eh. Pag in-on mo yung machine or ginamit mo na yung product altogether, all of these features, new features, the technical features that you've added will all perform their functions. So it makes sense for you to identify what is the connection of this part to the other part. Pag dinidescribe mo yun, no? Okay, I have the parts of this machine, the structural parts, these are the names. I have the functions of each structural part, these are their functions. And this will happen when part 1 is connected to 2 and part 2 is connected to 3 and 3 is connected to 4. Okay? Doon nakikuha yung technical effect eh. When each of the part functions all the same time. 'Di ba? Pinaandar mo sa pare-pareho yung functionality. So, pag pinagsama-sama na ba sila, ano na ngayon ang nangyari sa machine? Ano na ngayon yung technical effect? Is there something that it can do that prior art cannot? Okay? So it makes sense, no, to describe the features. That's disclosure. Yun ang essence ng disclosure. You have to identify each of the parts and the feature kasi doon natin makikita if there is inventiveness. When all of them function one at a time or especially when they're function all at the same time. So put the parts and how are the parts related to the other parts. Okay? Now, technical effects. Ito yung tinitingnan natin kanina pa eh. Actually, we're always saying this repeatedly yesterday. Yung technical effect, if yung obviousness, di ba kahapon na we discuss about non-obviousness, no? Nahihirapan ka malaman. You really have a hard time identifying what is obvious. It's true. Even me, no? Even any of us might say, ito bang in-add kong feature? Obvious ba to? Alang-alang matanong yung friendship mo na, hoy, yung bang naisip ko na solution to the problem, is it obvious? Yun din ba naisip ko? Well, nagdi-disclose ka pag ganon, ba? But what one way, another strategy for you to say that it's not obvious, you need to have a technical effect. Technical effect are the set of positive. We don't accept negative eh. Lalo na sa drafting of the patents, no? We don't use negative words, no? But these are set of positive results produced by the technical features of the invention. Yung kaninang sinasabi ko, no? Na inoperate mo sila sabay-sabay with all these new features. Anong nangyari? What are now the positive results when they all work together or perform together their functions? Okay? And usually, this set of positive results relate to the purpose or intended use of the invention. You have, of course, your original intention for the invention. But because of the technical effect, you have now a sub-purpose or intention. No? May nanganak kasi ang dami mong inad, no? 5 features inad mo pala, pag pinagsabay-sabay ko pala yung 5 features, ito pala nangyayari. Kaya nagkaroon ng another purpose or intention which relates to the original purpose why you do the research. And this technical effect will now be a substitute in determination of non-obviousness. If there's any technical effect, then you are inventive. No, parang ano yan eh. Kunwari, ano ba intention mo? I intend that this robot walks by itself. Okay. So nag-walk siya. No? But you have put so many functionalities on the robot. Nung naglakad siya, and then what happened? No, nung naglalakad siya, kaya niya palang mag-measure ng distance. May pace factor. So, nung naglalakad yung robot pala, ipalalakarin ko, but definitely, the reason is masyadong perfect yung kanyang steps. That, it can now be measured to measure the length of a particular place where it walks. No, these things, di ba, parang nagkaroon ka ng additional result, that is a technical effect. Okay? Kaya, pag nakagawa ka ng, example, going back to obvious solutions. No, obvious solutions, what? You change the material. No, I changed the steel or the metal to anything that is a composite. So what happened? Nung ni-replace mo, it performs the same. Yes, but it's added with this. No, it performs the same pero naging mas lightweight, naging stronger, 4 times stronger. Or naging waterproof siya, or naging so many things. So pagka nagkakaroon ng technical effect, shoot ka, non-obvious ang iyong solution. No, example, pinaliit mo, 'di ba? Mere change of shape or size. Pinaliit mo, you make it portable. So obvious ka na? No. Bakit? Kasi nung pinaliit ko siya, may naging aftermath na result. No? Ano 'yun? Nagkaroon siya ng naging optimized siya on high temperature. So meaning hindi siya agad nag-iinit or something. No, naging energy saving siya. Things like that, no? So pasok ka. Pagka ganun ang nangyari, inventive ka. Okay? So always technical effect. The technical effect is also the one used to evaluate softwares. We call them systems. No, let's not call them computer programs or softwares. Kasi masakit sa tenga. Bakit? Kasi nga sinabi na nga programs for computer is copyright diba? Yun yung sinabi kahapon So hindi siya software, hindi siya program for computer. System siya. Okay? And what this system do? Imagine nung ginamit ko tong software ko na to, yung program ko na to, I was able to print high-resolution images Can it be done by other No. I'm the only one who can do this kind of resolution. Technical effect yun. So, file mo yun as patent. Okay? Madami, no? Tapos, software. So, ang dami mo pwedeng integrate eh. You can do a lot of customization. Ang dami na ngayon na-perform nung nung softwares mo when you program this way, leads to a new technical effect. So, if file natin siya as a patent. Okay? Next, technical problem. We've been using the word technical problem since yesterday. Kaya nga, di ba, a statement of the problem. Everything has to start from the technical problem, and these are practically is the problem is defined as the task or aim of modifying or adopting the closest prior art to provide the technical effect that the invention provides. Sabi niya, the act of modifying or improving, in other words, an existing product or the closest prior art to provide the technical effect that invention provides. Okay? So, technical problem is always born out of the weaknesses of the prior art. To solve the weaknesses, you add features. And when you add the features, it now has a sets of positive results other than the usual the purpose. Okay? Nagkaroon pa ng technical effect. So pasok pa 'yon. Okay? It may also be the purpose of the invention. So always try to look at the weaknesses, which is the problem. Then there's this technique, the closest prior art being mentioned there, no? Kanina, prior art lang. Ngayon, closest prior art din pinag-uusapan natin. Di ba siya nga yung the one? No, example, nalilito ka si Lorna. Ano yung kanta na yun? Si Lorna ba? Si Lorna, si Fe. Tatlong babae yun, di ba? Sino sa kanila ang closest? Sino sa tatlong babae ang sa tingin mo pinakahawig sa yung dream girl? Pero sabi nila, there's no such thing as dream. Dream boy, dream girl. Sa pangarap, naniniwala ba kayo sa pangarap lang doon nag-i-exist yung dreams, no? Pangarap nga kaya dreams. But the closest, pinakamalapit sa ginagawa mo. Okay? That's always the failure. Why a lot of patent documents applications were denied because you were not able to find the closest prior art. The closest prior art is that known combination of features that provide the strongest basis for an obviousness objection. Again, isa lang ang kailangan mong prior art for you to be denied. Pag hindi ka inventive, ang tinatawag sa iyo, you are objected, no? The obviousness objection is not inventive. Okay, it's not inventive, is an obviousness objection. Okay, so bakit? Kasi ito yung pinakamalapit sa iyo. So ito yung pinaka gagamitin against you para hindi ka para masabing obvious yung ginagawa mo. Syempre, ikaw naman, no, hindi, di-defend mo. No, this is really, this is the closest prior art and I did a lot of features on this closest prior art. Closest prior art or CPA is usually the document relating to the same. It has to be on the same technical field of the invention, disclosing technical effects, the purpose or intended use, and the most similar to the invention. Baka there might be some objection like, talaga, it should be in the same technical field. Okay, there were situations when the existing technology or the similar functionality may not be in the same field, but it acts the same. Pwedeng gamitin against you. Okay, pwede yun. Kaya, tignan mo din yung, kasi the keywords di ba? The concept of knowing how it works, yung keywords na ginamit mo, so baka mamaya yun din pala nag-i-exist doon, tapos parang sila ng ginagawa, magkaiba lang yung technical field. Sabihin, oh, yung isa ginagamit ko for agriculture, yung isa naman ginagamit ko for transportation, pero pareho silang traktora. Okay? Now, in the events of doubts, kasi ito, magkaiba ng technical field yung ginagalawan. Agriculture is a transportation. But we're talking of the same tractor mechanism. Okay? Now, in the event of doubt, file it. In the event of doubt, file it. Kaya parang di ka ano kaya to? Parang iniisip mo, pa-file ko ba to? Kasi pareho naman kaming tractor mechanism. Kaya lang, ako transportation, yung prior art ko agriculture. Tapos gusto mo hindi, magkaiba yan kasi ito yung nangyayari pagka ito. Nada-doubt ka na, no? File it. Laban na naman yan eh. Guys, syempre, when you file, are you sure you're gonna be granted? No. It's syempre, kahit naman sa journal, di ba, gano, sa publication, pag nag-submit ka ba, pasado ka agad, o edi, ano tawag dun? Ano yun, ang tawag natin sa mga pekeng publication, di ba, may ganon. Siyempre, ayaw natin yung palagi na lang lahat ng submit, oo. Di ba? So, ganun talaga. But you have to defend, no? Kaya nga, merong tinatawag na prosecution. Okay. Siyempre, may similarities, may differences. The reason why that is your closest prior art, it's because it has the most similarity. Kaya nga sabi kanina, di ba? Ano sabi doon? The most similar to the invention. Similar, di ba? Para may pagkakahawi kayo, natural. Pero yung difference, yung pagkakaiba mo, your difference with the prior art or the closest prior art are those technical features of a claim which are not found in a particular item of the prior art, or simply, these are your inventions. The difference, your difference from the closest prior art are your invention. Malinaw yun, no? And we badly need the closest prior art. Kailangan ng closest prior art for that basis. Okay? So, malinaw na tayo doon, on inventiveness. So, ngayon, nanganak ng another keyword. Yesterday, the keyword for inventiveness was non-obviousness. Then now, another keyword is technical effect. Okay? Okay, now, industrial applicability is the third criteria. According to Section 27 of the Intellectual Property Code, it is an invention that can be produced and used in any industry shall be industrially applicable. What is industrial applicability? An invention shall be considered as susceptible for an industrial application. It can be if it can be made or used in any kind of industry. So let's define industry. Should be understood, no? The industry should be understood in its broadest sense as including any physical activity of technical character. Ito yung binanggit ko yesterday. Physical activity of technical character. And an example of this is any activity which belongs to be useful or practical arts or something that distinct from aesthetic arts. Anything that goes beyond aesthetics means useful. No? Kunwari, inad mo to, di ba yung sole ng shoes nga, di ba? Example ko yesterday. Inad ko to. There's usefulness. It's not because of aesthetics. Then it's said to be a technical character. Then it falls under industry applicability. Usefulness is the term. Industry does not necessarily imply the use of a machine or the manufacture of an article, but could, for example, cover the process of dispersing fog or the process for converting energy from one form to another. Kasi baka mamaya pag industry kala natin machine agad. No, it's not. Of course, process kasama nga, di ba? Anong sabi natin sa patentability? A product or a process can fall under this, okay? Inventions considered not to be industry applicable are the following, okay? What are these? Articles and processes alleged to operate in a manner which is contrary to well-established physical laws. Ito yung kanina, perpetual motion pala yung pinag-uusapan kanina dun sa sinasabi ko sa inyong charger, yung malaking charger na gagamitin mo on emergency, no? Okay. Could be example of anything that is a contrary to physics is the law of the perpetual motion. Okay, or something that is inoperative. Kung hindi naman pala gumana, hindi yan invention. Pero may nakakalusot, sad to say. Kasi guys, hindi naman kasi kami, ano ba, yung mga patent agent ba, pupuntahan. Kasi nga, paandarin mo yan, ganyan. Okay? What if, okay, ganito, thesis or projects, no? Kung if you intend to file, please, keep it muna in one place para makitang gumagana. Kasi may na situations na paano kung natatabi na, nagkadurog-durog na, tinatabi, di alam saan itatabi, no? Things like that. Kung meron ka namang mapapakita man lang na proof that it really works. Okay? Pero meron kasi mga talaga nakakalusot, hindi naman tinignan talaga kung nag-function or nag-exist ba talaga yung machine and then they file it. Okay? Bawal yon. Inventions which are to be applied in a physical or personal sphere of human being. Example, the method of contraception, which is to be applied in the physical or personal sphere of human being. This cannot be patented. An invention applied for only academic or experimental purposes is not applicable. Malinaw to, ha? Okay, something that can only be used as an individual basis or cannot be commercially provided. Example, method of drinking hot tea for individuals with trouble consuming hot drinks. Anything of no commercial potential is not industrially applicable. Wala namang gagamit. Hindi mo rin mabebenta. Okay? An invention for which it is practically impossible to work with. An example is you want to protect the earth from the intensified UV waves caused by deterioration of the ozone layer by covering the whole earth with a plastic film. Of course, you cannot do that. And one example of this is that I met a student who wants to capture the carbon dioxide in a capsule and sell them. So sabi ko, saan mo naisip yan? Saan mo nabasa? Siyempre, di ba sabi ko nga basta lalapit ka sa professor mo or sa mentor mo or sa patent agent, meron ka prior art. Ngayon tinanong, saan mo nabasa? Possible, ilalagay mo yung carbon dioxide sa air, kakapture mo, lalagay mo sa capsule. Sabi niya, naisip lang daw niya, cannot be. No, cannot be, natulog ka, na panaginipan mo, para kang si Darna, hinahanap-hanap mo yung mga carbon dioxide, yung mga perenya, di ba? Hinigup mo, tapos ilagay mo sa isang kapsula. Okay? So these things are not. That's why related literature is very important. Prior art search is very important. Patent search. Okay? And this is the anatomy of a patent document. So what are the information in a patent document? Patent document contains the following: the bibliographic page, the description, claims, and drawings. Okay, there are 4. Of course, may abstract pa nga yan eh. So, how does it look like? This is how a Philippine patent looks like. This is the bibliographic page where you have the title, the applicants, the inventors, and all the rest. I don't know if you can read kasi parang malabo yata yung picture, but this page shows you a lot of things about the document, no? The abstract, the publication, the title of the invention, the inventor and applicant, the data relating to the application, who's the publishing office, the date of filing, the date of grant, what's the priority number, etc. Even the references you have read, including the books or journals that you have read, the classification, which I'll discuss later, and an abstract. So this is the first part of the patent document. And you could see that in any document, or any part of the document, you can see numbers, no? Out of the blue, may mga number. Nung una, when I was training for patents, sabi ko, sa ano kaya itong mga number na to? Kakabisaduhin ko ba to? Saan ba to nakikita? Gulong-gulong mundo ko. No? Ba't ang daming number? So, walang pattern. These are INID codes from the World Intellectual Property Office. This is an international codification system. So that across all different countries, no, they have the similar codification for each parts of the patent document. Okay? This is a description. The description is simply an assessment of the state of the art in which the invention is based. Practically, the description means the field of your invention. What's the state of the art? No, ibig sabihin, ano evolution of that art? That's as simple as that. No? Di minsan ka ba nagkikwento ka, di ba? Description para nagkikwento ka, di ba? O ganito, no? Noong una, yung camera, ganito lang. Tapos ngayon, yung camera, DLSR na, no? O yung cellphone noon, kasi laki ng refrigerator, o ngayon, ang liit na. Tapos lumalaki na naman ulit siya, palakihan na naman, may note na naman kami, no? Okay? So, yung mga ganon. So, there's this evolution or the assessment of the state of the art. Para malaman natin, is the field still young, old, what? The criticism of the state of the art. What's wrong with the prior art? What's wrong with them? Kasi nga, di ba, doon nga tayo magdadwell. A definition of the problem to be solved through the invention. You criticize the prior art and then you say the problem. And then you explain your solution. And explain how you're going to implement it. How this machine, how this product will be mixed, will be made, will be formulated, will be manufactured, etc. Okay? So this is an example of a field of invention and then the background of the invention. As you can see, there are line numbers, 5, 10, 15, 20. Every 5, there's line. Kasi pag sa prosecution, they will say, in line 5, the statement is not novel. Sabi ko, tapos ikaw naman, titingin ka sa line 5. Ano nga ba mali kay line 5? Giving lines give you easier to identify which is being revised or subject for argument. The summary of the invention and the detailed description of the embodiments. In the detailed description, you have to put everything. As in, everything na naisip mo, put mo dyan. Why? Because everything you put here can never be changed. There's no way changing. Now, yan yung pag-uusapan natin sa day 3 when we prepare the invention disclosure. Everything that you've already submitted from the beginning as the description can never be changed. So, this is a moral lesson. Actually, what I did in the one filing of a mobile application, buti na lang, no? Buti na lang, pinadrawing ko yung buong process. Pinadrawing ko yung buong process. Okay? Tapos, pinadrawing ko yung buong process, then kinuwento niya yung mga nangyayari, mga screenshots, blah, blah, blah. Ko, okay. So, ito yung mga na-capture ko based sa pag-uusap natin na ito yung ito yung claims, no? Apparently, we receive a note that we lack novelty and lack inventiveness. Siyempre, sasagutin mo yun. Hindi ka naman pwedeng agree, kaya kami prosecution, di ba? Kaya kami patent agent, patent lawyers to protect you. Okay? So, syempre, sasagutin namin yun. Buti na lang, pinadrawing ko. Yung drawing is part of the description that we submitted in the beginning. So, ngayon, makakapagsulat pa kami na iba pang claims. Mababago ko, madadagdagan ko. Bakit? Kasi nasa description. Okay? The detailed description must be as detailed as possible. Kahit hindi makasama sa claims, kahit yung feeling mo, ay hindi na to, lagay mo pa rin. Kasi dyan ka bubunot ng mga ipanglalaban mo kapag nire-reject na yung application mo. Okay? The claims are defined as the scope of a patent that application is seeking to be protected, or simply the claims are your inventions. The claims are numbered. Claim 1, tapos claim 2. Madami yan. I suggest you have at least 20 claims. More than 20 is good. I had an experience from 20, it becomes 6. Kaka-reject ng patent office. Buti may natira, wala natira, wala na, hindi denied ka na. Buti may natira pang 6, no? But this is the claims. So how it's being, how is it being evaluated? Evaluate mo na yung feature by feature, no? Claim 1 yung unang feature mo na. Kasi kung 5 yung feature na isip mo, technical features, you're able to come up with 5, isa-isahin mo. Claim 1 yung first feature. Claim 2 yung second feature. Isa-isahin mo para marami kang bala. Tapos i-reject yan. O, pagko-combine ko muna yung 1 and 2. Tingnan mo kung pasok. Pag-combine ko muna yung 1 and 2. Hindi pa rin. No, combine ko yung 1, 2, 3. Okay, so pa-isa-isa mo yung feature. Minsan yung novelty, kapag sabay-sabay na yung mga feature, ginamit. Okay? And the drawings. Almost all patent na utility model contains one or more drawings. These are usually black and white line drawings and are often very helpful for understanding the idea behind the invention. The drawings may serve to illustrate with the aid of the example. Guys, it may be 2 options, drawings or pictures. Hindi pwedeng drawing and pictures. Sabi ko lang or, okay? So mamili ka. If you feel like submitting drawings, all the views, top view, side view, all the views. Okay, and they are numbered, the parts are numbered. But if you opted to submit pictures, all are pictures. So pictures are acceptable. Okay? Now, we now know what are the patentability concepts. You know how the anatomy of a patent document, how it looks like. And now the most important part is the prior art search. Okay? So patent search or seeking of prior art or looking for evidence of an invention or technology. We're trying to look that it exists. No? Sometimes it gives us confidence that, I have to go for my technology because it's existing. Very confident ka nag-i-exist nga eh. So you're quite very sure about how you will going to do it, okay? So pasok tayo dito sa pangalawa. Patent search is a process for finding prior art or evidence suggesting that an invention or technology was already known or publicly available by a given date. Okay? So, for gathering, tignan natin to, no? Saglit. Okay. So, the patent search is a process. Okay. You can find the most advanced product in the patent document. Before I forgot, no, the first television invented was found in a book 5 years after it was invented. So what are the information that you can find from book? You can find at least, and nowadays, perhaps a 3 to 5 year old information. How about for a patent? You can find at least 1 to 2 year old document. Okay? So, how do we do the patent search? Patent search is like review of literature, guys. The only difference in the usual doing of research, ay mag-move ng aking PowerPoint. Nag-freeze yung PowerPoint ko, no? So the only difference between the usual related literature is that this is targeted. Talagang patent document ang iyong ginagamit. Guys, wait nag-stuck lang saglit. Magre-reshare ako. Stuck yung aking file. Okay, when do we use the patent search? It is done before filing a patent application. It is one of the legal requirement. It's an attachment to the filing. Understand your subject matter of the invention. Is it its novel technical features and sets of focus of the research? So the more you do patent search, the more you improve your product. Ako, pag nalilito ako, ano ba talaga ang gusto kong functionality? Magpa-patent search ako, I'll get about all the things that I can see related to my product, and then I combine all the features if possible. It challenges me. When I combine so many features, it's a big challenge. Okay? Paano mo malalaman kung your technology is uso pa pala? Example, thesis ka, the 10 years ago, doctoral thesis, 10 years ago ka pa naggagawa ng thesis, hindi ka makatapos-tapos because you have so many work, blah, 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 and now you wanted to, again, apply for defense. Ano pang laban mo? Patent search. You tell to your teacher, to your advisor, oh sir, according to the patent search, the latest that is related to this technology was invented yesterday. So, o de paso ka, when you want to know if it's timely, the timeliness of the topic, search the patent search, do a patent search. You want to know your novel, check the patent search. You now want to know the technology is young, old, what has been done in the last 10 years, who are the top inventors, who are the top companies, or how many that Google does has. Ano ba yung merong invention, ilan ba pag-aari ni Google? Search the patent, search the patent document. What to include in the search? You include both patent and non-patent search. So hindi pwedeng patent search lang. Because some products are not really patented, but they're out there. Yung iba, pinublish, hindi na commercialize. Yung iba naman, hindi na na-commercialize, dumiretso na sa pagbebenta, okay, pag-offer sa market. It report results and explain their relevance to the invention. Okay, you can now, of course, you can now check the 3 criteria, no? The 2 criteria, novelty and inventiveness. That's why you can make a novelty matrix or an inventiveness matrix. Put that in a table so that you have a summary, and then you can now make a recommendation. Why is it necessary to determine the closest prior art? Again, let me emphasize, the patent agents draft the patent document using the closest prior art. Okay, yung wordings namin pag nagda-draft kami is drafted around the prior art, probably using the same words. I hope you can see me, guys. Okay. So patent search, you can do the following. The reason for doing patent search is when you wanted to do a pre-application search or PAS. You want to know the technology development or state of the art. You want to check novelty, patentability. You want to know the companies and inventors. You want to know the legal status of a product. Is still up, expired, or what? And if you suspect that somebody is infringing, then you do patent search. And there are also a lot of non-patent collections. You have to go on Google Scholars or those high-ranking and popular electronic publishing housing sites or academic publishing companies such as Elsevier, specifically yung kanilang Science Direct or Scopus or any type of electronic database or data aggregators. Kailangan nag-search din tayo sa kanila. Okay? So just take note of this, no? If you qualify for 1, 2, 3, you file per patent. If you qualify for 1 and 3, you file for utility model. If you qualify only for 1, you file industrial design. So how do we do patent search? According to WIPO, we have to search the following databases: Africa, Australia, Austria, Canada, Eurasia, Europe, France, Germany, Japan, Russia, United Kingdom, United States, WIPO, and the last is Korea. Korea is getting very popular now in their new products. No, since 2007, nakasama na sila. Of course, we don't have Philippines in the list because we're not a very good source of patents because we don't file that much patent. The sad reality is that only 30% of patent application belongs to a Filipino inventor. Most of those that we're being filed here or protected here are foreign products. But in your search, you have to include Philippines because you are filing in the Philippines. You have to include the local publication. Okay? So ano dito, wag mo niya i-search lahat kasi iba, hirap naman mag-search at iba pang language, no? So, ang pinaka kailangan lang dyan ay yung sa Europe, yung sa WIPO, World Intellectual Property Office, and US or the USPTO. Tatlo lang. Kahit nga isa lang dyan kasi you know why? Because most of the things that you can find in one database are also in the other databases. Why? Because kasi nga, yung mga company, nagmo-multiple protection. Okay? Multiple protection of their products. Okay? Non-patent search, you are bound also to select or to search. Encyclopedias for each particular technology. Example, if you're searching for plastic, then you should have read the Journal of Polymer Science. Okay. These are the patent databases, guys. You may take a picture of it. I'll try to also give you a copy of this. But these are what are popular databases, those in pink. Kaya yung pink kasi kinlik ko na para mamaya pag pinakita ko sa inyo, madali ko na makiklik, no? So what's WIPO, World Intellectual Property Office? The name of the database is Patent Scope. You can just type Patent Scope, but at least kung may link na tayo, diretso na tayo dun sa search. Okay, and what is the name for that in Europe? It's called ESPASNet. What is the name for US? It's called USPTO. What is the name for Philippines? It's called IPO PhilPat Search. Okay, so pag sinabi, oh, search ka sa Patent Scope or search ka sa ESPASNet. So if you're done with the training on intellectual property, dapat these things are very, you have to remember these things, no? Patent Scope, ESPASNet, USPTO. These are the most popular and the most complete databases. Pag dito ka nag-search, more or less, shoot ka na sa banga. Okay? So, mamaya papakita natin yan kapag nag-search tayo. There are so many other databases such as those Depatis in Germany, Caprice in South Korea, the GIP in Indonesia, and e-patents for Singapore. That's the name of their patent databases. Patent databases are all free. Each country has their own patent databases. They're all free. Okay? In other words, you can search in the midst of your home. You don't have to go there and search. It's all in the internet. There are also available commercial patent databases that it has a collection of the information coming from known databases. So you just use one application and then you can now have access to different databases. Pero pag you're using free databases, of course, isa-isa mo silang i-access. Okay? How do we do patent search? The success of the patent search highly is related on the successful of very good keywords, identification of keywords. Keywords can be searched in different parts of the patent document. You can actually, may nagre-raise yata ng hand. Is there a question? May nakita ko nagre-raise ng hand. Guys, if there's a question, can you please voice out? Okay. Kung may question, guys, you can reserve. But most important, sana naririnig nyo ako clear, no? Yun lang yung importante. Okay. Hindi ko kasi talaga nakikita yung chat kapag nagpe-present ako. Okay? So, going back, keyword, di ba? Ganun naman tayo mag-search engine is always keyword. So, the success of searching relies on the keyword. So, if identify a keyword, that can be searched in different parts of the patent document. Say you want to search in the title, in the abstract, or in the description, or in the claims, or in all. Pwede yun. No? You can identify where to search. You can search for synonyms. Minsan yung ibang patent agent na natago nila into synonyms. So if you're going to search, please identify synonyms. I'll show you some example later. And search for word variation. Example, the English in US and the English in Great Britain are different. Diba? Example, the plo, ganyan, diba? Magkaiba yung spelling. So you have to be very careful at that. Baka may ma-miss out ka in your patent search because of the variation in the English language, in the English no spelling. You may want to limit or widen a search. When do you limit? Example, you search a keyword and then you have so many hits, mag-limit ka. Babaguhin mo yung keyword so that bababa yung hits. When you widen, you will widen if nag-search ka tapos nakita mo 0. Mamaya nag-search ka, you put the keyword as 0, ang saya-saya mo, ay 0, ibig sabihin ako palang nakaisip ng invention na to. Hindi. No, hindi mo naisip yung tamang keyword. Kaya wala ka na search. Kaya dapat you widen the search. Palakihin mo yung hits. Paano lalaki yung hits? Keyword pa din. And I'd like to just emphasize some strategies in the keyword in the search. You can do truncation or word stemming. How do you use word stemming? Truncation is asterisk. I'll show later. No, asterisk means any suffix or any prefix. Kina-capture niya. Example, word of detach, diba? So, merong detachable, detached with ed, detaching, ang daming suffixes. So, you get the root word, add an asterisk. So, that they'll search everything that is in the asterisk side. Okay? Asterisk can be done in the prefix or the suffix side. I'll show example later. Use wildcards like question mark. You use question mark if you're not sure if what letter is used in a spelling, katulad ng analyze, sometimes S, sometimes Z. So instead of typing S or Z, you type question mark. You do paraphrasing or using of the quotation marks if you want the whole phrase goes together. Search the paraphrase, no? Or you do Boolean operators. Boolean operators and or not. And or not. Please mind that I have written it in capital letters. Some database only accepts a Boolean in capital letters because if you don't put in capital letters, they think that you're searching for the word end. So you use capital letters. But there are also databases that they don't require capital or small. Ako naman, I don't want to burden myself memorizing which accepts capital or not. So apparently, I just keep it a habit that when I'm using a Boolean operator, I always use capital letters. And then parentheses for nesting or grouping. It's like writing a mathematical equation. Okay? I'll show you an example. Okay, I'm sharing a Word file. This is a sample search report for a detachable shoes. Shoes with detachable heels. Guys, ito ang aking advice, no? Write the abstract yourself. Write the abstract. And the abstract should contain everything that you can describe your technology. No matter how many words are that, sulat mo muna siya. Huwag ka muna mag-mind ng number of words, no? Simplest abstract as possible. So sabi ko dito, a shoes having a removable heels that make a user wear or bring one pair of shoes which can be worn as high heels or low heels by having some parts detachable. The shoes can either be heels or wedge type. The removable parts, either the heels or the straps, can add aesthetic enhancement on the shoes. In these simple sentences, para sa akin, buong-buo yung description ng technology. Okay? Now, on that abstract, identify the keywords. So, na-identify ko yung keywords. Anong keywords na na-identify ko? Na-identify ko is shoes, detachable, and heels. Okay? Shoes, detachable, and heels. Pero, baka mamaya hindi pala shoes yung ginamit nung prior art. Kaya, naghahanap ako ng mga synonyms. So I said food or footwear, detachable or removable or separate or adjustable, heels or wedge or support or base. Ayan, di ba? Dami ko na, keywords. Always write the synonyms. Always write the synonyms. Then write the equation para siya mathematical equation, no? Now I will search. This is a patent search report, and this is needed. You submit this to the patent office, no? Kasama ng application for patent. I will write the database. You select USPTO, SPASNet, patent scope, JPO, blah blah blah, kung ano-ano pa. Thomson Reuters is an example of a commercial database that I'm telling you, di ba? Parang ano yan, Scopus, parang Web of Science, parang ganon. Ina-aggregate na niya, pinagsasama-sama na niya. So ako naman, I choose SPASNet. My favorite, SPASNet and Patent Scoop. So I write shoes or footwear. All the Boolean operators are capital letters. Shoes or footwear, and then please write a parenthesis. It's like an equation, mathematical equation. And I do truncation. Bakit? Kasi yung detachable, detaching, detach, ang dami, no? So, kinuha ko yung root word, detach, and truncate. You have asterisk. So, ika-capture niya everything that follows detach. Or, another Boolean, remove. Actually, yung remove, magulo eh. Remove. Diba? Parang E, may A. Kaya parang magulo siyang, magulo din yung remove. Pero otherwise, anyways, I still truncate. Or adjust, truncate, and heel or wedge. Inalis ko yung support and base kasi pag nag-o-or, support or base, parang ang baba nung lumalabas, no? Nagkakaroon ng error. So, ito na muna sinalang ko. Number of hits, 4,965. It's equivalent to 4,900 books, and you're not reading 4,900 books, and no one will do that, no? It's a suicide. You'll not do it. So, ang nagagawin natin, limit. Pabababain natin. So, gagalawin mo yung keywords. So, ginalaw mo yung keywords. Paano mo ginalaw yung keywords? Ano inalis ko? Inalis ko yung adjust. Actually, madami akong ginalaw dito, no? Pero yung mga important na sinulat ko. Pero, there's no harm in, being try the combinations of different keywords, okay? Ito, ang inalis ko ay, ginawa ko na yung removable kasi magulo yung remove di ba? Remove, truncate, parang mali. There's something wrong. Kaya nilagay ko na lang removable. I remove the adjust. Kasi hindi naman talaga siya na-adjust. Tinatanggal siya at kinakabit di ba? So, inalis ko yung adjust. And then the heel or wedge. It's now down to 1,875. But still, I will not read it. So, pinababa ko pa rin. Paano bumaba? Bumaba ako nung nag-add ako ng IPC. So, ano ba yung IPC? Ayan, 16 na lang. So, yung 16, babasahin ko talaga yan kasi 16 na libro. Okay na yan, no? International Patent Classification. Pag nag-type ako ng A4, 43B7, ito, ang ibig sabihin yan, I am typing the word elevating, i.e. height, increasing footwear. Instead of writing the whole word elevating, example, height, increasing footwear, instead of writing this, I just write the IPC. Or A43, B21/42 it means heels with replaceable or adjustable parts. So when I include and blank, no, sinama ko na yung dalawang IPC, nag-earn ako ng 16. But what is an IPC? Okay. So in other words, guys, the strategy for searching can be by keywords, or can be by IPC, or can be by a combination of words and IPC. Okay? So, balik tayo do sa PowerPoint. Balik tayo kay PowerPoint. Okay, yun yung sinundan ko keywords, tapos synonyms, and then limit or widen, and I use truncation, di ba, asterisk, Boolean operators, etc. Okay. Okay, patent classification system. We make use of the WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, International Patent Classification, or simply called as IPC. What are the advantages of using IPC? Well, IPC is an international codification of products and processes that we use around us in the whole world. All the products and processes that we see are classified. And there's international codification for it. No? Patent classification versus keywords. If you use patent classification, it's language independent. You don't want to use the whole sentence as a keyword. Ang hirap no, lahat yun ang gulo, baka nalito na si patent search pag buong phrase or one sentence. So just use IPC. Applied in a standardized manner to patent docs, yes, because all the whole world uses the same codification. And available for patent documents published yearly anywhere in the world, yes. Available even for old patent documents and specifically adapted only for patent documentation. An IPC is a hierarchical system of language, independent symbols. So language independent meaning it's textual. Kung ano yung meaning nung yung text ginawa ng code. Okay? Symbols for classification of patents and utility models according to the different areas of technology. There are 8 sections with approximately 70,000 subdivisions. Here are the 8 sections. I'll show you this later. If you want to search for the IPC, here are the links. So the pink links, no? May link ang ESPASnet. There's a link also for patent scope. And there's a link for USPTO. And a link for green inventory. So, kinlik ko na yan, no? Kaya yan ganyan, naklik ko na yan. So, pakita natin yan. Let me just share my... bago ko mag-share, ito mo ng steps. So, guys, ito yung link pag gusto mo namang mag-search ng IPC. Siyempre, hahanapin mo IPC, no? Hindi naman yan automatic andyan. You also search. Kasi mas maganda pag IPC, mas defined yung iyong search, no? So there are steps to search or the steps to find the IPC. What are the steps? Step 1, you enter the query in a box. You select the, I think this is a search for patent search. I'm sorry. Okay. So hindi ko na, iba pala to. Steps for making a patent search yan. So balikan ko lang puntahan ko lang yung mga databases. Okay, so hindi ko pala siya makiklik. Okay. So this is the environment of WIPO. This is the environment of WIPO. Okay. So it could be an advanced search or a simple search. A simple search is searching per part of the document. Example, gusto mo mag-search sa front page, in any field, in the names, in the publication. But I usually go to advanced search. Advanced search is simply the way I show you yung may nesting. Yung kanina yung sa keyword, no? Yung kaninang pinakita ko sa inyo na merong parenthesis doon sa detachable shoes, no? Dito yan. Okay? Sige, try natin ipasok. Share screen na ba ako? Teka, tignan ko share screen ako. Okay, I think I'm sharing the screen. So, try natin ipasok kung pareho pa din, si shoes or detach. So, kailangan sulat mo muna siya sa papel, no? Doon sa iyong search report, doon mo muna ayusin yung equation. And then, pagtapos na equation, pasok na natin siya. Pinasok mo siya, enter. Ano nakita natin? ay, dami na. 43,863 results. Ano kanina? 43,800. Ano dati? Noon, it's only 4,000. How fast technology moves. When did I come up with these shoes? This was done around 2014 or 2013. So that's basically 8 years. Tama ba? Oh, yan. Ganun kadbilis ang mga sapatos. Okay? Don't undermine the shoes. Daming shoes, no, na magaganda ngayon. Okay? So, ganun lang yung pattern, no? So, lalaro ka lang ng keyword. Okay. Let me go to that. Let me go back. Guys, nagmo-move ba yung ano ko? Parang hindi. Wait. Mag-new share ako. Parang hindi nyo nakikita yung mga pinapakita ko. Again. Okay, so I'm showing this. Pinasok ko tong first, shoes or footwear or detach. Pinasok ko siya doon sa patent scope. Patent scope. Pagpasok ko, I saw 43,000 shoes. Okay? Ang dami. Ang dami, no, guys? Now, you may want to go to analysis for the technological search. You want to know what are the shoes? Who are the... Okay pa ba mag-invento ng shoes? Di punta ka sa analysis. Analysis. Okay, click this. Click this. And you're gonna see that the US is number 1, 19,000. Nike has 3,000. Ito yung applicant. And you could see the names of the inventors. IPC code is this. This is a way of knowing the IPC code too, no? Para malaman mo yung IPC, search mo yung word. Tapos, mag-search ka na madami, makita mo, ito pala IPC. Katulad ito, oh. Parang ang daming IPC na A43, may B, may D, may C. Siguro mga iba-ibang function, no? Iba-iba. So, iba-ibang klaseng shoes to, siguro, ng functions nila. Okay? And then, this part, publication date, guys, this is a good way for you to identify whether the technology is young or old. Okay? So, tingnan mo dito. In the last 10 years, from 2012 to 2021, you could see rising ang shoes, guys. So, ibig sabihin, ano meaning? Syempre, 2021, it's only 455 because it's only April. Diba? There are still more to come, no? By the way, before I forget, these patent databases are updated irregularly, no? ESPASnet is updated daily. Patent scope is updated weekly. So you get to know, you get to find out everything that has been released, approved yesterday. Ganun kabilis yung information, no? Imagine yung mga 2021, may kita mo na. If you wait for the books, you'll read this in the book 2 years from now. Okay. I think there's a... Now, so guys, ito tumataas. From 2012 to 2021, you could see that it's increasing, no? From 1,300, 1,365, blah, blah, blah. And 2020, last year, it's even pandemic, but there are around 2,000 plus shoes. Now, if you are in the shoes industry and you want to consider developing shoes, the data shows, yes, it's good for you. Meaning, may demand. Pataas. Okay. Ano dito, guys, pag nakita kayo ng decreasing pattern, wag na. Ibig sabihin, namamatay na. It's fully mature. The technology is fully mature and there's less demand for that. So stop working on that kind of technology. Okay? The good technology are those that have increasing. And at least you can see who are the big players. No? Okay? And then you can go to their patent documents as well. Like this one, 1979, Tama ba? 1936, matatanda na siya, no? Pero madami pa dyan, masasearch mo kasi pwede mo naman siyang i-filter based on their relevance, di ba? You can see dates, you can ascending dates, descending dates, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Pwede naman yon para makita mo lang lahat ng books, lahat ng documents. So, pwede mo lang tingnan yung bawat isa, click mo lang. So, example, makiklik ako, saglit. Makiklik ako ng 2018. This is 2018. Shoe with the high heels to low heels conversion. Di ba? May ibang pagkasabi niya, no? Shoe with high heel to low heel. Pero ako kasi, ano sa akin, shoes with detachable heels. Siya naman, shoes with the high heel to low heel. Click natin siya. Let's check. Ano may kita natin sa loob? This is 2018. And this is, wow, this is a very good shoes. Mas high-tech na nga siya. Papakita ko sa inyo mga nakita ko last time. No? Medyo high-tech na itong shoes na to. And then, what's so important is that please take a look at this. You can see a lot of tabs. No, you're free to click each of the tab. You can see a lot of information. You can see the introduction or, description. You can see the claims. Tignan natin, how many claims do they have? 1 to 20, no? At least, ako talaga 1 to 20. 1 to 20 yan na claims. And then you can check drawings. I'm so particular with drawings kasi drawing, one glance, nakita ko na, ayan, no, dami niyang itsura. Okay? And then, patent family, kung meron bang mga other application, ayan, madami siyang patent family. Meron sa US, meron sa WIPO. Okay? And then, you want to see the standing of the documents, you can also see here, ano ba to, pending ba to, blah, 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 madami dyan. Lahat ng gusto mong malamang information ay nandito. This is patent scope. Okay, this is patent scope. Let's see if we apply the same keyword using ESPASnet. Okay? Sa ESPASnet naman tayo mag-search. ESPASnet is Europe. Hindi ko makita kasi ayun. ESPASnet. So, this is ESPASnet, guys. Okay? Ayan ang ESPASnet. ESPASnet, paiba-iba, no? Paiba-iba. Gusto ko sa abstract na lang. Kasi dito sa ESPASnet, advanced search, bawat box, title, abstract, daming kailangan i-fill up. Kaya naiinis ako minsan kay ESPASnet kasi paiba-iba yung block. Kung isa na lang, example lang naman, dito ko na lang siya nilagay sa abstract or title. Okay? And then, search ko siya. Tingnan natin. Okay, there are 4,600. 4,684. Teka, check ko yung kanina ko 4,000, kaya pala, ESPASnet pala ako. ESPASnet, 4,900. Parang bumaba pa siya. 4,967. Samantalang dito ang lumabas ay, nasa na siya? 4,684. So, mas konti dito, no? So, yan. Pag maganyan, ako, medyo nakakakaba. Magkaiba yung result ni WIPO tsaka ni Patent Scope and din ni ESPASnet. So, check mo na lang, okay? Basta kailangan yung number of hits. I'll check, let's check one. Let's check this. If this is 2012, ito 2017. Medyo, ito 2020, ayun. May, okay, May anong latest? May 28. Impact resistant. Ay, hindi yan. Ito, height adjustable steel structure for skid shoes. Parang skid shoes to. Parang hindi okay. Pair of shoes with, minsan no, yung mga words, siyempre i-check mo rin kung yun nga yung gusto mong word. Flexible for exterior shoe attachment. Okay, let's see. Exterior shoe. Exterior shoe. Teka lang, naghahanap ako ng maganda. Diba? Daming-daming shoes. Tignan natin to. Okay, so this is the environment of ESPASnet. So you can now see here the bibliographic data, etc. So what's good dito naman, dito mo naman siya titingnan sa gilid. Okay? Kanina kasi sa, you can see in WIPO kanina sa taas. No? Ito, titignan mo isa-isa, description, and then claims, and then mosaic. Ano. So kailan ko ginagamit, kailan ako gumagamit ng patent scope, kailan ESPASnet? Kasi dapat pareho. Pero syempre, kung tinatamad ka na, joke eh. Kung natamad ka na, ang mahalaga naman kasi makakita ka talaga ng very closest prior art. No? I use patent scope typically for searching advanced search kasi ayokong minsan maglagay sa iba-ibang box. Okay? So doon ako nagsesearch sa patent scope and I want the technological analysis. Yung kanina, yung pinakita ko sa inyo na merong yung technological search kung dumadami pa ba siya or kumukonti na, sino yung mga inventors, sino yung mga sikat na sino pinakamanaming bansa. Pag yun, you can only find that in patent scope. In ESPASnet, you cannot find that analytics. Pero dito naman, what's important about ESPASnet is InfaDoc legal status at saka yung mga InfaDoc patent family. Kasi in advanced patent search, kasi kami, sometimes, di ba yung mga freedom to operate, tapos yung we want to see how this patent family was created, etc. Dito namin tinitingnan sa mga legal status, kung may kaso ba, kung na ba, dito kami nagtitingin. Okay? So marami kaming nakukuhang information on both. May magkakaiba din yung binibigay nila information. Okay? Now, about the search for IPC, let's go back to IPC. One of the strategy for getting IPC, guys, is to really click the patent and then yung bibliographic page, ililitaw niya kung anong IPC siya eh. Diba? Dito nilitaw niya, IPC niya is, ayan o, A43, B13, 1316, yan, madami siya. Kung gusto mo, tingnan mo isa-isa meaning yan, hanggang sa makita mo yung best textual definition of your technology. Okay? Pero ang pinaka gusto ko naman gamitin pagdating sa technological search, IPC search is ESPASnet. Okay? So sa ESPASnet, itong link na to, yung binigay ko sa inyo kanina, ito yung different categories. No, we have A to H lang. Pero bakit may Y? If you go to patent scope, you'll just see A to H. Kasi A to H lang talaga. A to Y is about green technologies. Okay? New technologies. Na hiniwalay lang nila pero naka-existing yan from A to H. Okay? So lahat ng process and products that we have around us are only classified as human necessities, performing, transporting, chemistry, textile, paste construction, blah, blah, blah. So gusto mo, search ka isa-isa, kung ano yun. O gusto mo, di-type mo lang dito, shoes. Gusto mo malaman yung shoes di-type mo dyan. Pag type mo ng shoes, classification A siya. So ang dami-dami pang madami pa yung mga click-click mo lang, lalabas at bababa. Ang dami, no? Kung gusto mo, isa-isahin mo yan para makita mo kung alin talaga yung best fit dun sa word mo. Pag nakita mo na kung ano yung best fit, pwede mo na isama siya sa search. Kaya dito, diba, dun sa detachable shoes, I was able to include, excuse me, I was able to include this. Okay? I included this in the search. Hanap-hanap ka lang. Okay? Type mo yung shoes, type mo yung keyword mo. Pag type mo, meron ka nakikitang madalas na ginagamit ng keyword, hanapin mo lang yung na IPC, tapos yung IPC, hanapin mo, i-search mo, ano meaning nun, tapos hanapin mo katabing IPC para malaman mo ano talaga yung swak na swak sa'yo na ganito. Ako kasi minsan, pag invention mo, syempre, matyaga ka, di ba? Titignan ko talaga isa-isa. Kunwari, keyword ko, materials, di ba? What type of materials? The engineered materials, for instance. Pupunta talaga ako sa engineered materials. Kasi isa-isahin ko yun. At titignan ko, ano ba talaga applicable sa akin? Kasi I don't want to miss out finding the closest prior art. Kailangan makita ko, ano ba, nasang bansa ba? Saang bansa ba gumagawa ng ganito? Tapos kiniklik ko, so ano meron sa, kunwari, ano meron sa Europe? Ano meron sa US? Ano ang kahawig nila sa akin? So this gives me heads up on how to further develop my technology. Kasi minsan naman, guys, kunwari kanina, na ano mo, shoes, no? Hindi mo alam anong klaseng shoes ang gusto mong gawin. So what you did, you just type shoes. And when you type shoes, ang dami palang shoes. So kung gusto mo, kunin mo lahat ng functionality noon and then make it your shoes. Okay? So madaming ways how you will really be using patent documents or patent search on your outmost advantage. I would like to go back to the patent search, okay? So ginawa ko nung nag-patent search ako, naglaro-laro na naman ako ng mga hits, 'di ba? When I enter the IPC as part of my keywords, 60 na lang. So yung 60 na yun, inisa-isa ko yun, chinaga ko yun. So nung isa-isa ko, kinapi-paste ko na, I already captured them. Okay? So what will I capture? I cite the documents and I capture, of course, the patent number and the abstract and the drawing. Okay? So kinapture ko na, nilagay-lagay ko na dyan yung mga different shoes. Ayan, nakakita ko ng ganyan. Okay? And then, paste lang ako ng paste muna. Paste. So yan, pangalawa, paste. O tapos, ito yung pangatlo, paste pa rin. And then, ito na yung pang-apat, paste. Actually, nakakuha ko ng 4 na document. And of the 4 document, you now select the closest prior art. If you want to be not sure how to select the prior art, if I were you, make a table and then show the similarities. With the most number of similarities, yun yung closest prior art. Ito yung closest prior art, okay? 4 na document yung na-search ko na medyo similar sa akin. Of those na similar, I selected this as the closest prior art. Ganun lang yun. Of the most similar, alin doon ang pinakamalapit? Okay, so aaralin mo, babasahin mo, alin nga ba pinakamalapit? Then you're now decided what is the closest prior art. Okay? So this is a patent search report and there's a table here, no? A column, I mean. In the column there, you should write your category of the document. What is the category of the document? There are many categories of the document. Pero I will you just focus on 3 categories. 3 categories are A, X, Y. Parang ganito yan. Ang dami mo binasang libro. So, ano ngayon itong mga libro na to? Okay? Ano to? Anong classification? Okay? I would like to first highlight X. X is a document of particular relevance. The claim inventions cannot be considered novel or cannot be considered to involve an inventive step when the document is taken alone. Ano ibig sabihin nito? An X document is a document that is very similar to your work. Hawig na hawig. Halos wala ka ng binago. Halos wala ka ng pagkakaiba. It's X. When you find an X document, you cannot file for patent. It gives you now the heads up. O ano yung gagawin mo na find out mo meron na palang nag-e-exist. Are you going to push through or not? Okay? Kasi X na eh. Kaya stop ka na. X, meron na pala. Hawig na. Okay? So, pwedeng go back to the drawing table, go back to your laboratory. Again, add new functionalities. Baka when you add more functionalities, you will now qualify for patent or better stop and try some other technology. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. Okay? How about Y? Y document or document of particular relevance. The claimed invention cannot be considered involve an inventive step when the document is combined with one or more other such documents. Such combination being obvious to a person skilled in the art. Ang ibig sabihin nito, yung Y, kunwari nakita ka dalawang Y, pag kinumbine ko yung dalawang Y na yon is equal to X, is equal to your product. Okay? Pag pinag-combine ko itong mga Y na to is just very similar to my technology, so hindi na rin pwede. X and Y are a flag, a red flag, no? Meaning you cannot proceed with filing. Okay? So what? You can proceed when the document are categorized as A. A is a document defining the general state of the art which is not considered to be of particular relevance. Meaning, hindi, hawig pero hindi talaga sila same. Hindi sila same. May pagkakaiba kayo. So that's A. So when you found all A's, go, file a patent. If you find X or Y, no need. Okay? Stop. Hindi na kailangan. Okay? So that's clear. So going back to our PowerPoint, so I'll give you also the form for in a patent, what you call this, the patent search report. Yun ang patent search report kasi importante para sa mga sa kanila sa patent office to know na ikaw ay sumunod. So ito lang naman itsura ng patent search report. Okay. Ayan. Yan, patent search report, you have the title, blah, blah, blah. Nandiyan na yung website, i-click mo na lang. Click, click. Tapos, lagay mo lang yung iyong keywords, lagay. Tapos, konting description lang of process prior art, ano yung advantage mo. Tapos na. You're now done with your patent search. Okay? So, there you go. The very long story of the patent search. So, again, there's you can always just click on this, on those links that I said at laro-laro lang ng keywords, okay? Okay, we spot the invention. We have 30 minutes left, okay? So why do we need to spot invention? Because we wanted to know if we're really inventive. So medyo ano lang to, step-by-step procedure, so madali lang siya intindihin, no? Before you take the step necessary to protect or before you file a patent, you need to find a particular invention. Okay, so you have to bring out all the embodiment, lahat ng meron doon sa invention mo. Usually, the inventor think the prototype is the invention, but it is not. Sometimes what you think as an inventor is not the same way that we analyze your product. Diba? Sabi ko nga sa inyo yung, diba yung ice cream? Diba yung ice cream made of 3 types of vegetable, pero doon pala yung inventive, yung gumawa sila ng test with mango. Okay? You are to protect your invention, you need to first identify what the invention is all about. It is not uncommon for there to be more than one invention within a single prototype. Yes, I told you that yesterday. Isang simpleng ice cream, naging dalawang utility model niya. How to spot invention? So how to spot the invention? You just have to tell the novel, skip ko to guys ha. Mas maganda explain ko na lang sa inyo. Okay. Spotting invention involves the following steps. Number 1, determine the closest prior art. Number 2, check. Actually, closest prior art means most similar. Kaya yan similarity check. Okay? The most similar is the closest prior art. Then, from the closest prior art, determine the difference. The difference is the distinguishing feature. It is your invention. Identify the technical solution that you are solving. And then identify the exact solution that you've introduced so that you'd be able to do that distinguishing feature. And then identify a technical effect. I'll give you an example. Okay? This is a teapot with 2 spouts. Ano na to most gas-gas na example, but I really wanted this example because this is the simplest way that I can make the audience understand about inventive or spotting invention or spotting the technical effect or obviousness. Okay? This is the invention. A teapot with 2 spouts. Ang tanong, is this patentable? Okay? The question, is this patentable? Okay, you will now search for prior art. There are teapot 1, teapot 2. Okay, so tatanungin mo yung sarili mo, alin kaya dito yung prior art? So, tingnan natin. What is most similar? Pareho ng bilog ng 1, pero yung takip niya, kapareho ng 2. Ang dami mo, that's yung shape ng spout, parang mas okay si 1, no? Dami, hindi. Ako tatanungin mo dito. They're both prior art, no? But then they're both closest, but you have to choose only one, okay? So sasabihin mo, okay, teapot 2 is the closest prior art. Why? You have to answer, bakit? So you have to establish that TPAT 2 has most number of similarities than TPAT 1. You have to explain. Bakit siya? Kasi nga, doon tayo magda-draft around. No? Pag sinulat yung claim, draft around the closest prior art. Okay. Sige. Sabihin mo ng closest prior art mo is TPAT 2. What is the prior art what prior art does exist concerning the invention? O, edi titingnan mo ano yung similarities nila. What single piece of prior art is closest to the invention? Tapos sinabi mo, o sige, TPAT 2 is the closest. Okay? Why TPAT 2? You have to explain. Okay, now, what is the difference between the closest prior art and the invention? Kitang-kita naman yung difference, di ba? 2 spout. Yung isa 1 spout. Okay? You can explain your invention, how it's constructed, how does it function, how it's used. Okay. Dalawang spout. So ano ibig sabihin? No? The obvious naman, no? The teapot with 2 spouts can pour 2 glasses, 2 teacups at a time. Di ba? Which cannot be an effect of the prior art. 'Di ba? Malinaw 'yon kasi bakit? Kasi bakit ba siya na-imbento? Kasi ganito 'yon. Yung nagtitinda ng teapot, the seller of the tea has many customers. And now, he cannot serve more customers. Di very limited kasi yung isang kamay niya nagsusukli, yung isang kamay nagfi-fill up ng tea. So for him to be able to serve many customers, he decided to come up with 2 spouts. So now he can now pour in two bathtubs ng magkasabay na hindi kayang gawin nung prior art. Diba? So therefore, it's inventive. Kasi yung technical effect niya. Kasi sabi mo, obvious naman, napaka-obvious naman na dalawa, edi dalawa natural. Ang tanong, sige, obvious, kaya bang gawin ng prior art? Yung dalawa beses, makapag-serve siya ng twice as much customer. Kumita siya ng twice as much. Kaya ba yun? Diba? Hindi. So may technical effect. So paglalaban mo yun. Okay, so this is now patentable. Okay? Mga ganong klase. Now, may argument. Madami na namang argument dyan. Like, sasabihin ng patent office, no. Kasi I saw a water reserve, example, yung shower head na yung gripo na isa ay hot, isa cold. Hot and cold raw. Ganun din daw yung concept. So, ibig sabihin, dalawa pa rin yung kaya niyang i-open, pero dalawa pa rin yung kaya niyang ibuksan at the same time, hot and cold. Yun yung argument, no? Baka sabihin ng patent office, no, there's a prior art. I saw this tank with that has the one that emits that brings out hot water, the other one is cold, and you can open them both at the same time. May ipaglaban ka. Pareho ba yung technical effect? No. Why? Because the teapot will give you both warm tea or cold tea. Pero isang sinasabi mo, isa cold, isa hot. So, hindi sila pareho. So, therefore, pag maglaban mo na naman, so therefore, they're not the same. So, therefore, the teapot is still patentable. Okay? Now, how does, there are also other things that you need to consider, like, is there any other way that to arrive at the technical effect? Or is there any other critical features that you can add? Kasi you don't want other people, no, like to their competitors to decide around your patent claim. So sasabihin mo na lang, well, I'll just be more general in my statement. Okay, sige, paano? Imbes na sasabihin kong a teapot with 2 spouts, I'll just say a water reservoir. 'Di ba? Water reservoir. So, ibig sabihin, it can be a tea, it can be a coffee, it can be a soft drinks, water. Okay? So, maging general ka. I-generalize mo. It's a water reservoir. O, bakit water lang ba nagpo-flow? O, sige, fluid reservoir. Ayaw mo pala, gusto mo pala, pati yung fluid nagpo-flow. It's up to you, up to what level you want to generalize, no? Tapos, sabi mo, okay, paano kung may nag-invento ng 3 spouts, 4 spouts? Eh, di talo ka na. Dahil kasi sila makakapaglagay ng 3 glasses, 3 pots, 3 cups. Ikaw, hindi mo kaya. So, don't give them the chance. So, ang gagawin mo na lang, our reservoir, or a fluid reservoir with multiple spouts. So, meaning, hindi na ngayon pwedeng maglabas yung ibang inventor ng spouts na may 5, 3, 4, kasi nilagay mo na a water reservoir or a fluid reservoir with multiple spouts. So, that's how you are going to generalize. Okay? So, I think this is just an example, but it's very clear, no? You can now prepare a novelty or inventive step matrix. It just has it is just the same, no? You can do a table. You can finalize the features of your invention. And then you can look for 2 to 3 prior art. From the 2 to 3, you select what is closest. You prepare the matrix. You find the distinguishing feature, the technical problem, the technical solution, the technical effect. So magkakasunod sila, no? Magkakasunod. Closest prior art, distinguishing feature, technical problem, technical solution, technical effect. So, katulad yan. Kasi yung bag holder, no? So, nilagay natin element 1, element 2, what are the parts, part 1, part 2, ano yung mga parts ng product, and then your invention, ito yung claim mo, and then prior art document 1, prior art document 2, write lang. Write, so that you can now see your difference, similarities, and then you can now identify. Tapos, mas maganda, isusulat mo siya. Okay? So, pag sinulat mo siya, the invention relates to a bag holder, blah, blah, blah. The problem is the bag holder is blah, blah, blah. Okay? What is the prior art 1? What is prior art 2? Describe mo sila. Prior art 1, prior art 2. Tapos, pagka-describe mo, therefore, the closest prior art is document 2 because, sasabihin mo. Now, the difference of my invention with the closest prior art are sulat. The problem that the invention is solving are sulat mo na naman. And then what exactly are the technical solutions that you've added? Naglagay ka ba ng magnets? Naglagay ka ba ng program? Ano yun? Ano yung exact solution na nilagay mo? Then, write it. Okay? So, madali lang, no? Balikan ko lang to para maintindihan lang natin itong bag holder. Okay? Bag holder A. Bag holder, no? Diba? Yan yung nilalagay mo sa table. You put your bag because you don't want your bag to be dirty. You don't want the bag to put on the floor. So, you put on the holder. Bag holder A is a straight holder. You cannot fold it. Bag holder B, the arm, no, is now panelized. Panels. Aluminum panels which has screws. And then you can now fold it at the base. Okay? Doon lang muna tayo. Ito ngayon ang invention. The invention is, it has magnets na. Yung kanina, wala pa tong magnet. Ito, may magnets na. So, hindi na siya natatanggal. Nakadikit na siya sa paligid. Pero ito product evolution, no? Ito kasi meron na siyang lalagyan sa gilid. Naiikot ko na to, naka-cover siya. Meron siyang parang uka sa gilid. When I put the hook, malinis na malinis. Wala ka na makikitang mga kasi nakatago na siya dun sa loob ng base. Tapos nagagamit ko pa siya as a keychain. Tapos ito naman yung latest development. Hindi ko na kailangan yung keychain na iniikot-ikot. No? Keychain na talaga siya. Pero lahat siyang bag holder. Okay, so ang claim ko is that I have collapsible hinge connected metal plate with magnets to fasten around the base. Nilagyan ko lang ng magnets. Pero yung document 1 ko, yung single hook, solid single metal hook, hindi natutupi. Yung document 2 is collapsible hinge, parehong-pareho, collapsible hinge, connected metal panel to fasten around the base. Kaya lang dito may magnet. So, a-analyze mo, patentable ba ako? Inventive ba ako? So, think of the technical effect, okay? So, babalikan ko yung prior art. Ito yung invention ko, meron na siyang magnet. Ito, walang magnet pero naiikot. Ito, talagang di ko natutupi. No? So, anong closest prior art? Closest prior art is B. Kasi hawig eh. Actually, yun nga yung argument ko. Feeling mo yan din, forget hawig. Pero yun talaga, prior art. Pero, ang tanong, ito, pag nilagay ko to sa bag ko, sasabit yan eh, kung saan-saan, di ba? Pag nilagay mo yan sa bag mo, kung saan, sasabit yan. Baka sasabit sa wallet mo, sasabit kung saan-saan. Ito naman, pag nilagay ko to sa bag ko, dahil wala naman siyang magnet, maglulusen siya. Definitely bibigay siya, sasabit din siya. Okay. But here, because I put a magnet, very less ang chance niya na sumabog siya pag nalagay ko sa bag. And very less din yung chance na sumabit-sabit siya. So on that parameter, the technical effect may seem to give the justice that I can now file a patent for this. Kaya lang, may bago na namang invention. So, nag-e-evolve siya, nag-e-evolve. So, ang gagawin mo, if you're now an inventor, wag mo nang bigyan ng chance tong si holder D tsaka si holder DE, no? Ang gawin mo, lahat na isipin mo. So, gagawin ko na siyang gantong shape, meron akong ganito na may nakahook, tapos ganyan. Tapos, gagawa ako ng ganito. So, ang tawag dyan, embodiments. So, lahat na ng embodiments ilalagay mo. Okay? Kaya kita nyo, kanina si patent document na to, let me show you the drawing of the shoes. Pinakita niya lahat, 'di ba? Kung ano-anong embodiments para wala nang makaisip, no? PTO. Nilagay na lahat ng possible na connections, blah blah blah, para wala nang iba pang inventor makaisip. Talagang ma-exploit ko ito properly in the market. Okay, ito 'di ba? Nag-drawing siya. Ayan na, lahat na nandiyan na oh. Meron parang closed shoes, may open shoes, merong super closed shoes. 'Di ba? Merong matutulis yung heels, may lapad, may pabilog, tapos merong natatanggal lahat, 'di ba? Meron naman swelas lang tsaka merong ganito lang yung parang sa likod, may sling, eto buong-buo yung shoes, lahat na. So, imposible, baka wala na nga sumunod dito sa sobrang, you might think like, baka wala na makapag-invento kasi sinabi mo na lahat, ayan na, sinakop mo na lahat. But that's the fact. Yun talaga. You won't give other inventors to, to make a better version of what you have. Okay? So, going back to our, okay, so now we're done. So bago, we still have some minutes for question and answer, pero remind ko lang guys, no, please be a member of the Finite Element Institute of the Philippines. Hanapin lang po sa Facebook, Finite Element Institute of Philippines, and be a member. Upcoming na yung General Assembly. Be part of the pioneering team of the Finite Element Institute. And please do not forget, subscribe po tayo sa ating channel. Parang yun na lang yung nyo sa akin. Gift nyo sa akin. No? Okay, and the mastermind class. Okay? Please comment na. Hindi ko alam paano. You can email. You can comment in the Facebook. You can comment in the YouTube so that you'd be included in the first 10 to comment. No? 10 people who would be part of the mastermind class. Of course, I'm here to be your mentor. Okay, that's the purpose of the mastermind class. So now I'm done. Okay, so let's answer some questions. Mahaba yung topic, no? Pero very ano naman siya. Okay, let's have some question, guys. Napagod ba tayo? Let's have some question, guys. Sige lang. I'll wait for your questions. Okay, let me see the chat boxes. Okay. Siguro pabaliktad ako. Sabi ni Ma'am Imelda Batalya, very comprehensive. Thank you, Doc Ria. Thank you po, Ma'am Batalya. Okay. Guys, paki-fill up na sa first part ng chat yung ating Google Drive link para in the future I can send you invitations for future trainings. Ni-check ko lang kung meron ditong ni-check ko lang yung yung chat baka. Yung hindi niyo makita yung dapat i-fill out. Teka lang saglit Nasa pinakaunang-una. Teka, i-chat ko ulit dito. Wait. To everyone. Okay. So here is the link para pag may future tayo. Kasi ang hirap po, guys, kapag inisa-isa ko yung email, ang pangalan nyo, sa dami, no? Kadami nang nag-register. So, mahirapan akong hanapin kayo. Lalo na kung if you want, let's say, some of you are asking for certificates. So, I need the Google Forms para madali ako mag-generate ng certificates. Okay? So, sige, you may have some questions. Siguro extended tayo ng 5 minutes para sa mga tanong. Meron pala akong pinrint na tanong. Wait. Okay. Sa 30, sa April 30, last day natin, it's more of the filing na of the patent kasi ngayon tinuruan ko na kayo anong IP ang pwede nyo ma-produce, tapos paano maging patented, kailangan ng prior art. So the patent document, use this to the advantage. Lahat ng gusto nyo makuhang information na doon sa patent document na yon. Okay? So, anuhin nyo lang. And then, tingnan ko kasi yung mga tanong dito. Parang pare-pareho din nung yesterday, no? So, nag-go back lang ako doon sa may isang tanong dito yesterday na how to be an entrepreneur. I'd like to say example, most of the scientists really are not entrepreneurs by nature. Kahit binigyan na sila ng maraming training, pinadala na sa abroad, pinag-aral na sa AIM, para lang matuto ng business, matuto ng marketing, etc. May mga tao pa rin na cannot really know how to cross the border of being a scientist or researcher to being a startup or entrepreneur. Kaya yung iba nagkakaroon sila ng exit plan. I know some technology funded by the government up to 80 million, 10 million, iba may sarili ng laboratory. But you cannot still find the technology in the market. No? Nahihirapan sila na i-transcribe ito into a marketable product. Kaya ang maganda guys, kapag talagang magandang yung technology nyo and you really wanted to be successful in the market, you need to include a BA or business person in the team. The composition of the team makes sense as well. And also, in coming up with different functionalities or features of your product, it makes sense that you collaborate with other people from different industries. Lalo na yung, kunwari, mga machine that are automated, di ba? O syempre, kailangan mo may kasama ka na ME, may ECE. Or baka may EE pa nga because of, syempre, yung energy consumption, no? Energy efficiency. Okay? So, madaming ways. So, any question about our topic for today? Extend lang tayo ng 5 minutes for the question. Pero I suggest na mag-on na rin kayo ng mga camera. Para habang nag-iisip kayo, napipicturean ko na kayo. You can turn on your camera while thinking for questions. Yeah, Ma'am Margarita Gray. Wow, congratulations again for a wonderful talk for second date. Thank you, Ma'am. Sana ma-apply talagang pag nag-pattern search kayo, for sure, pasok, shoot sa banga ang application natin. Turn on lang po natin na camera habang nag-iisip kayo ng tanong, kumukuha na ako ng picture. Pinopost ko to sa Facebook page ko, puntahan nyo lang ako. Ria Lisa Centeno Canlas. Tapos may kita niyo yung mga picture doon. May screenshot ko lang . Anyone who wants to ask, baka merong gusto magtanong about your technology, tapos gusto nyo malaman kung patentable. Ang daming ayaw mag-on ng camera. Siguro hindi kayo naligo today. Ayaw nyo magpakita. Okay, so sige, baka may questions kayo. Questions, guys? Okay, so if you have further questions, you may want to send an email to me. You know naman my email. Okay? My email. Talaga, you have to fill up, guys, lalo na kung kailangan nyo ng, ng certificate. Kasi hindi ko talaga kaya isa-isahin i-open. If you really need a certificate, please fill up the Excel file. Ipe-paste ko ulit. Okay? Paki-fill up po para madali ako maka-generate dahil hindi ko kaya magbukas po ng 100 plus email a day. Kasi may iba pa yung kahapon, iba yung ngayon. Thank you. So, yung iba pa ha, ayan, pinis ko ulit. Paki-fill up po. Tsaka, para pag may bago tayong topic, di ba, masasendan ko kayo ng information. Okay? Di ko kasi makaka-capture yung nasa chat. After nito, hindi ko na siya makaka-capture, di ba? Tapos na to pagtapos nung So yung mga nakikinig sa YouTube, hello, good evening po sa inyong lahat. Shout out sa inyong lahat. Mega love shout out sa inyong lahat. Okay. Okay na tayo? Okay na tayo, guys. Wala na tayong question. So kung meron kayong gusto itanong, meron pa naman tayong reserve the third day. So you can just ask the questions there. Okay? Pinapersa magtanong. Day 3, Sir Ariel. Sir, nasa post ko. Paano ko ba isi-send sa inyo? Doon sa post ko, puntahan nyo na lang ako sa Facebook ko. Type ko, ayan din, Realisa Centeno Canlas. Realisa Canlas. Tapos, nandun na lang. Oo. Nandun yung link. Yung iba kasi, pag daw pinasa yung link, hindi daw nakaka-register. Napuputol yung link, no? Pero, you can see that. Hi, Engineer Jabel. Buti na lang nag-subscribe ka na. Thank you for subscribing. Manood ka every Saturday. Okay. Sir Ariel, actually, I received your email about the certificate. Hindi ko lang na-replyan kasi sunod-sunod yung email. Sunod-sunod eh. Okay, guys. Wala na kayong tanong? So, punta na lang. Yung link ulit, register lang tayo. Parang konti nag-register for day 3 eh. Kala kasi nila, ano ba nakalagay? Special sessions. But of course, yes, if you have really a special concern, we can address that on Wednesday, okay? We can. Okay, so if you don't have any more questions, I'll see you again on April 30. Salamat po sa mga administrators from different schools na nag-attend and also from the faculty, students, including graduate school and college students. Thank you sa pag-attend. Sige guys, thank you and see you on April 30. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Sir Alfredo. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye, Ma'am Shirley, Aaron.
Goodbye, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. See you on Friday.
Okay po, ma'am. Salamat.
Bye, ma'am.
Yeah, stay safe also to everyone. You just add na lang, add my Facebook, no, para makita niyo yung links. Thank you po, Ma'am Teresa Borebor. I hope to see you soon. Pagbisita ko po sa UE. Si Dr.
Sure,
Lito
welcome,
pa nandyan.
welcome to Doc Ria.
Yes, ma'am. Pupuntahan kita one time. Pagka maayos na ang panahon.
Yes,
Nandiyan
pag
po ba
allowed na
si,
tayo.
si Ma'am Lydia? Umattend po ba?
Ay, hindi ko lang, parang hindi siya naka-attend today. Si Dr. Lydia.
Okay po. Apo, oo.
Bye, keep safe. Doc Ria, bye-bye. Till next
Keep
time.
safe din po, ma'am. Oo.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, see you on Friday, Ma'am Margarita Gray. Okay, so sige guys ha, I'll leave na. Bye-bye.